One more time for the fancy tribe.
Maybe get a studio down here so we can get that singing voice on the air.
I'm telling you, I was thinking about it, bro. I was
singing
just
show.
talking to Rick about it, actually. I was like, bro, I don't know why you haven't put one in your crib, but I'll put one down here.
Yeah.
Just so I ain't got to go nowhere.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Just to spit something.
I would love just to mess around and, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying, dick
that's what I
around.
was saying.
Because I'll listen to a lot of music and like I'll sit there and be like, this is just inspiring me just to tell my own feelings right now, man.
Exactly, bro.
Song form, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
I was just thinking, like, how cool would it be just for all of us to be kicking it in a studio and like not have to, you know what I mean? Like, we're not there for no one, basically. Yeah, just like basically if we were just kicking it at my house.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
the stew's there. It's like I'll hop in there, do something funny, hop in there, do something cool. A couple people hop in there, just little funny shit, man.
Yeah,
little fun shit.
And just have a good time.
Yeah.
Make some music, whether it be good or bad, whatever.
Just
Just
make
about
some
having
music.
fun.
Make
you know
your
what I'm saying?
music.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'll listen to a lot of singing like songs, like where people sing real hard. And that always gets me hyped, man.
Hell yeah, bro. Me too.
Like, there's one song by this guy named Sir, You Can't Save Me. He goes to this one part, and he's like, you can't save me from myself. And he like, holds the note and everything. And
I know that song.
It just gets you.
Yeah, I heard that
going.
song before.
Yeah, it just gets you going, you know? It just holds that note, and you're just like, you know, you just want to
Sometimes
with
people's
them, you know?
voices, bro, are just amazing.
Yeah, man. Bro, like that's one thing that would genuinely make me tear up sometimes is like someone's up there with some emotion, singing their heart out, bro. I'll sit there and just be like,
hell yeah, bro. Adele gets my ass through the radio.
Oh my God,
bro.
man.
She got me through on both songs.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
She is so talented.
Yeah.
I know they say she got like 35 songwriters, whatever.
Yeah.
We're talking about her voice.
Yes,
her voice is fucking spectacular.
And I think also being able to portray the emotion of a song that you didn't write is also pretty tough.
But we don't know what she wrote.
Exactly.
You know, so it's unfair for people to say that.
Exactly.
I can have 35 songwriters, but I actually wrote 90% of that song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we've talked about before how you got to write anyone that gives advice on the song. You got to give them credit.
Yeah.
You know, so anyone that's in the room, really, if they say something, they get credit pretty much.
Yeah.
You don't know. That's what I'm saying. Just because the songwriters, we don't know. But you suspect. Either way, it's a beautiful song. It's one of those songs where you go like, it's so fine that you had help.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song. It's okay for more than one person to write a song. The problem is when you lie about it.
Yeah.
That's when it's a problem. That's why they call it a ghostwriter. Because you're pretending that it's your shit.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Where Adele is literally writing, telling you on the album, whatever, there's 30 people in this fucking song. All right, then. It is what it is. From there, we can make music with more than one person. But the way that she's able to, like you said, to portray the emotion of a song, she does it so good. That's what makes me think that she writes it. That's the one part that keeps my faith in her, because the way that she can go, you know, the way she can go up to high like that.
Mm-hmm.
What's that one part where she's like, I hope you're happy now and you're settled down. You know, like one minute she's down that low, then the next minute it's like someone like you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's and then when she came out with the first one was Hello, right? Hello.
No, that was after all that. I remember.
No, I think that was first. Oh yeah. I'm talking about the two songs I'm talking about. What's it? Someone like? Is it someone like you?
Hello,
and then Hello.
It's me.
I'm 1,000 miles away in California or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yo, that song is so deep when you listen to the lyrics of it, you know?
Someone like you, I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg. I remember you said
sometimes less. Sometimes what's he say? Sometimes it hurts to love, but sometimes you learn instead.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. Someone like you. That's a great song, man. Really great song.
But it's like
I love those songs, man. They really.
It's the first lyrics that she said in the first little part there, where they heard.
Could have been singing along.
Hey,
Adele mood. There we go. Yeah, I mean, like, and that's another thing I always geek about is like you'll be you'll be sad, and then like you just want to listen to sad music to kind of match your vibe.
Yeah.
You know, like isn't that weird? But like
I seen a
it
meme one
helps you
time
feel
that was
better.
like when you replay that song because that song that usually hurts you didn't hurt you good enough.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, I know this one makes me sadder.
Yeah,
I didn't get
yeah.
sad enough on this one. I'm
But it
about
makes
to,
you,
I'm about to
but you
cry.
come out feeling better. You know, you come out feeling better. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, just listen to these lyrics right here, right? Because when you hear them, I didn't want to butcher them, but like when you hear them, like this is like some very deep shit, bro. I ain't gonna sing it. Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet to go over everything. They say that time's supposed to heal you, but I ain't done much of healing. Hello, can you hear me? I'm in California dreaming about who we used to be when we were younger and free. I've forgotten how it felt before the world fell at our feet.
Yeah.
Bro, that's bars, bro.
Yeah.
Like people don't get it because she's singing, yo. But that is
Bro,
bars.
I get it, man. Trust, I get that shit, man. Because, like I said, I will listen to some of this shit, and I will bring tears to my
What
eye.
do you take from that?
You know what I'm saying?
What does that paint for you? What do you think she means? I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet to go over everything. They said that time's supposed to heal you, but I ain't done much of healing. Hello, can you hear me? I'm in California dreaming about who we used to be when we were younger and free. I've forgotten how it felt before the world fell at our feet.
It's kind of so. What sounds like to me is that she's longing for somebody in particular. I mean, they definitely fell off, but I mean, like, I feel as though what she's saying is that, I mean, she wishes she could experience that kind of first spark they had with that person again, and or even it ended badly. So let's freak over with different emotions of us now. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got you. I
yeah,
know. I mean,
you
you can only
something like that.
portray. You're
You know,
portraying
something
it
like
your
that.
way.
You know, something like that.
Yeah, I
Something
hear
about
it.
something she's longing for.
I hear it as it was probably a young relationship, a young romance that was serious, though.
Yeah,
You know, that maybe it gotten close to marriage or they were engaged or something,
yeah,
and something just harsh made them fall apart. But, you know, she's still talking about how when you're with someone for that long, you talk about all the things that you're going to do together, all the things that are coming, all the things you've been through. You talk about all these things, and
yeah.
then you go your separate ways and you live for, you know, years. And you wonder, like, what would my life have been if I stayed with that person?
Yeah.
Or, you know, I'm glad that my life is like this. What if I never left that person? You know,
And
like,
seems like it's even possible she's looking at, like, you know, if we come at it now, you know, we maybe it'll come at it with, you know, with different viewpoints, you know, and
right. Or that she
work
just
it
wants
out.
to talk and say, you know, how the years
Get a
have been,
closure.
how the
Get
years
a
have been
closure,
to
you know,
us.
kind of close it off for good. It brings me to a line in that one song by Sir, You Can't Save Me, where he's like, I was at the wrong place at the wrong time with the right one. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just like that, you know, just like that, you know.
See, she says here, like, basically it's her fault, you know, when she says, at least I can say that I've tried to tell you that I'm sorry for breaking your heart, but it don't matter if it clearly doesn't tear you apart.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, obviously she's probably the one that hurt him. Maybe she
Yeah.
cheat or she did something, you know, that basically, and they went their separate ways and they've lived 10, you
Without
know,
ever
5 or
talking
10
again.
years now. Yeah. And she's just talking about, like, before, I just love that part, before the world fell at our feet.
Yeah.
Because when you're young, you do kind of feel like that.
Yeah, especially if you meet someone before you fully enter like the adult world, you know, it's like it becomes a different dynamic. You know, you guys are young, you're able to focus on you guys and what you want to do because you don't got to worry about money and stuff. But then you get older, you start getting bills and shit, and that shit does drive wedges between
For
people and
sure,
relationships,
bro.
man. You know, so I mean, so it's like so later down the line when you become at a better place or point, you may want to, you know, maybe try and rekindle with someone. Who knows, you know?
And that happens, bro.
That
Right?
happens
I
all the
got a
time.
guy at my job. Him and his wife were married for 25 years, dude, and they divorced. 5 years later, they got remarried.
You know, so
They're
yeah,
married to the same woman twice,
sometimes
dog.
that's what you need, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think,
Here's the one though, right? The other song, right?
or
The
rolling in
how
the deep,
someone
or
like you. That's what it's called.
someone like you.
It always fucks me up because I'm a big fan of Frey. So I always go to someone like you and all you know and what you see. Oh, what the fuck am I talking about?
I don't know.
Kings of Leon.
I was letting you ride with it, bro.
But that's the Kings of Leon song. Goddamn, I'm thinking of the Frey lyric. But that's the Kings of Leon song. Someone like you and all you know and how
Yeah.
you see.
I got you.
I could use somebody I love what he says in that song too. I've been walking around, always staring down at all I
Yeah.
see. Countless faces fill the places I can't reach.
Yeah.
You know that I can use some, but bro, when that song
It's-
came out,
bro,
dog,
it-
you was like,
bro,
what?
it's something about that one part where he's like, everyone could really use somebody.
I
It's like,
am
it just takes it so sharp,
someone
man.
like you and
Yeah.
all you know.
Strumming a lot hard as fuck.
This
You know?
shit's awesome.
Like, yeah, man. I mean, like those songs, like I mean, especially when it comes to singing, like I don't know, I just listen a little closer, man. When
Yeah.
someone just sing, like especially when
And
they're
he's got a crazy voice too for
they're
that song. You know what
singing,
song I'm talking about, Kings of
yeah,
Leon?
bro, yeah,
That song, you know that song,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You
yeah.
know how he hits those lines like that song, that
Yeah.
band, they never really got famous. That they had 2 songs really,
they
right?
were pretty big and kind of like the
It came
yeah,
and went out. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying, right? But what made that song was that guy's voice.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if you know the song Break Even by The Script. It's the same exact thing.
look,
Because when a heart breaks, no, it don't break even.
there's
Same thing. They blew up because of that,
there's
the way
this
he sounded.
there's that one song by Hosier, the church song. You know, take me to church, I'll worship like a dog.
Ah, yeah,
shine
okay,
your
okay.
light. That guy, I don't particularly like their take, but there's this woman. She auditioned for America's Got Talent and sung that song and kind of put her own spin on
That
it.
was great.
And it was the motion was like fucking 30 times more clear. Her rendition, it was a different tone of the song.
That happened,
You know?
bro. So that happened with me too. With there's a he's like performs in subways mainly. He's like an underground artist. His name it's like Dimitri, but like it's like DM first or something. It's a black guy. He's on many videos
Got
of
you.
singing, but he sings this one. If you want to see, like, if anybody wants to look up like amazing subway performances, he sings this song, bro. And I know the song because of him. Like I never heard of
the
he's
guitar
in
dude.
yeah.
Yeah,
So when he's in
yeah.
the one where he's in the long way though, and people are walking by, and he sings that one song. It's
Man
like
World?
who am no.
No, not that one.
That's a good one. That's a different guy.
Yeah.
This
Oh, okay.
this
That's the
guy,
same
he's
guy.
famous. He does a bunch of songs.
Got you.
But this guy's singing the song, and the song's like, who am I to say you love me? I don't know anything. Nothing at all. Yo, and if I show you this video, bro, you'll cry, dog. The way
Bro,
that like
I'm
his voice goes into like this subway, bro, like he's in the I don't know how anybody walked by and didn't stop, bro. Because I don't care if I had to be late to work that day, dog. The way that man sounded was like when the heavens gates opened up, bro.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what song that was. So I looked up the song, and it's by a woman. I'm sorry, I forget her name, but it's a little tiny artist with like 2,000 views. But he sang it and got 2 million views, bro. Because he was in that subway and with his voice show, and he's just like,
Yeah.
who am I to say? The way he hits it, bro.
But then people, you know, they usually put their own spin on like rendition, rhythm, and like, you know, how long they hold particular notes, you know, like, and that will elevate a song to another level, you know. You hit it in the right spots, you know, and you do it good. I mean, yeah, you'll probably take someone's song and make it better, you know.
Yeah, it was like also, that's just, but I think that song's really good. It just
Yeah.
needed to be attention brought to it correctly.
Yeah, I got you.
Like if you
Yeah.
listen to the song, bro, it's just a great song. But just that hook, like I always remember that hook of like, who am I to say you love me? I don't know anything, nothing at all. And like the way they play the guitar with it, you know, I'm trying to
Yeah,
play it out to the
I-
tune of it. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I'm
But like
yeah.
to the tune of it, and it's just so beautiful, man. Like
Man.
everybody can relate to that song, you know.
And it's funny because like, if I find a song like that, I'll continue searching in this general area of like related things to find more songs like that.
Oh, bro, I go
And, you
down.
know, yeah.
I've went down the entire rabbit hole of subway performances, dude. Like
Oh,
I love
so,
the
man,
subway
yeah.
performances, man. You just find some crazy artists, but that guy, there's a couple songs he did where I'm like, okay, but it was just that one special time, bro. That just like I'll never forget that video because it
Yeah.
was so good, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I watch those. I always like. Sometimes I feel bad because I'll get in a rabbit hole of those. And I'm just like, oh, what am I doing? I'm just watching subway performers. But I'm just like, man, these performances are beautiful.
Yes, dog.
You know, they're beautiful, and I'm glad that they're able to reach me. You know, all the way from Chicago subway, New York subway, you know, LA, DC Metro. I'm glad these things are.
I don't
able
even care
to
if we
meet
get
me.
pulled, bro. I just want you to hear the hook. I'm just like, it's the first thing that pops up here.
Subway guy. Yeah. Chills.
I ain't gonna play the whole thing. If anyone's looking up, it's the first thing that pops up. Amazing Subway hard temperature performance. Just go up best Subway
Say that
performers.
again.
Just look up Subway performers. It's
Oh,
the
okay.
first video.
Yeah, I got
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's amazing Subway performance, basically. But you just see how I had to play that for you so you understood the
Oh, yeah,
way
man,
that
I
that
got-
hook is, right?
I got
I
chills immediately,
don't
bro.
know anything.
And bro,
Nothing
I'm
at
the person,
all.
man. I'll sit there. I'll re-listen to that video.
Dude, 80 times.
Exactly.
80 times,
Bro,
bro.
it could
And then I'll
be-
listen to it on the aux cord when I get in the car.
Yeah,
Since
yeah,
I
all
got him
day.
bumping through there.
All day,
You
bro.
got I
All
ain't
day.
bumping till I bump it through the aux cord solo. No one with me on a drive aux cord.
No,
You ain't bumping
bump
till
your
you bump
hardest.
it.
You bump your hardest,
you
bro.
bump that bitch up to where it ain't even at a good tone. It could,
Bruh.
if you turned it down, it would sound a little better, but you don't care.
Hit
You
so many
wanna do
notes in the car, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm surprised I'll just be like,
Bro,
roll
on
that
that-
bitch.
Just on that highway, long drive, bro. Don't
Singing
know
that shit.
anything. Nothing
Well,
at
see,
all.
me, like,
Crying.
I had that bitch crank the 40. It's like, I don't know anything. Anything at all. You know, just hold that bitch. I'm sitting in the car, just doing this.
Let the
shit,
wheel
driving.
go.
Exactly. Sitting like that.
Jesus, take the wheel. Listen to this now. I just want to bring up something real quick while we're on this topic of we got a little sidetracked. This kind of sounds like she wrote a part 2 to her original song, right? So this is her second most famous song, Someone Like You. Or first, whatever way
Adele?
it goes. Adele.
I guess turn it down. I guess, man.
I'm not playing it. I'm not playing
Oh,
it. Because
okay.
I'm just going to read the lyrics. I just want to
Okay.
read the
Oh,
lyrics.
okay,
on
yeah,
it.
yeah, read the
Everybody
lyrics.
knows how this song sounds.
Exactly. Yeah.
I need people to hear that performance of
Yeah.
that guy because he's special on that one. It says, this is great too. I heard that you're settled down, that you found a girl and you're married now. I heard that your dreams came true. Guess she gave you things I didn't give to you. Old friend, why are you so shy? Ain't like you hold back or hide from the light.
Yeah, I hear her singing it, man. I
Dude,
just get
that's
chills, bro.
Bars, bro.
Yeah,
That is
chills, bro.
bars by Adele, dude. This I don't think people understand how hard those hit up. Like, I heard that you're settled down, that you found a girl and you're married now. I heard that your dreams came true. Guess she gave you things I couldn't give to you. I didn't give to you. Like,
Yeah.
bro, for every girl across the world, that's hidden, right? But it doesn't it kind of sound like she's talking about the same guy?
Yeah, probably.
Like
yeah.
they're kind of talking about the same
I'm
thing,
sure.
right?
Yeah,
That's why I
someone
get. I think that's why I got mixed up.
Someone like you, you
Yeah.
know, yeah. Yeah. That's a
And then how
song-
she speeds it up. Remember, I hate to turn up out of the blue uninvited, but I
Yeah.
couldn't stay away. I
Yeah.
couldn't fight it. I had hoped you see my face and that you'd be reminded that for me, it isn't over.
Yeah.
It
It isn't
over.
over. Never mind that. I'll find someone.
Never mind,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
find
yeah.
someone like you.
Yeah, something like that.
too.
And it's like it's crazy because she'll just be like you, like it's just like
Bro.
it's fucking like a just like a
And then you
sound
think
even
about
out,
like
man.
them screamo guys
so
where their
crazy.
literally esophagus are bleeding.
Yeah, yeah.
You just
which is funny because like it's like I was browsing Spotify and I started looking at some like old like songs I used to listen to and it just got real nostalgic and it was purely nostalgia, but like there's some parts, some of the breakdowns where they really slow it down, which is like break down the guitar and shit. And I still get chills. I'm just like, yeah, this shit's sick. Yeah, shit's fucking sick. It's like,
Yeah, I've always liked the
Yeah.
like whenever they did do that, I always liked the emotional
I like the
breakdowns.
singing and stuff in between too. Yeah.
The hardcore drops of it, whenever it's just like dun, 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 I just never could vibe to it. I just never could.
I just feel the energy. I feel the hype behind it. It's just
Yeah.
like
Like-
they're just getting that guitar and the drums, the double fucking bass is just kicking.
Like,
it's
would you like for me? It's like, do you consider Guns N' Roses heavy metal?
No, hell no. Yeah, no. fuck
Right.
No.
That okay? Well, that's the type of metal I would like.
Yeah, I
You
got
get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
100% not for everybody.
Yeah, it's like I hear people. I get why people like it because of the energy,
see,
but like it's so hard for me. Once like it's not about the lyrics, it's just difficult for me.
yeah, 100%. And that one, I mean, like, I'd probably would get, I probably would get like crucified if I said, it's like, it's for like, it's not about the lyrics with them because they do say some shit you just really can't understand. Or it's more so just about like, I guess the energy, people like the breakdowns it gets them, I mean, people mosh to this shit. I mean,
Right,
people
but
like that
isn't
shit,
it
so-
weird that like you can't hear what they're saying? Like, why would you? I like for me, it's almost thinking like, You can't create someone where I can see if it's difficult to hear.
Well, once you
Like
learn
mumble rap, like it's
once you
difficult to hear.
once you learn the lyrics, it's like you
But
then
how'd
hear
you
it, you know what I'm
learn the
saying?
lyrics? You
You know what I'm
learned the
saying?
lyrics from what? Looking them up? Like you had to
A
look up the
mixture,
lyrics.
because for some for some like I can make out some words, but usually not all. So you get a clear picture. You eventually look at the
You
lyrics.
gotta
and
look
then,
up the lyrics.
You hear it.
You've never heard a heavy metal song and learned the lyrics from hearing it,
I've
right?
heard some of them, because I mean, different people
Okay,
do
so
it
it
in different
wasn't
ways.
that heavy then.
Well, I mean, like it's just depends on how
Like
they're
a
screaming, you know
Slipknot
what I'm saying?
song, can you learn?
I mean, they're one of the more clear ones.
Can
of
you?
anything,
Right, that's what I
they're one
thought.
of the
Okay,
clear ones of
okay.
anything, you know
So
what I'm saying?
what's one that's just like not clear at all?
I mean, I think one. I mean, people are gonna hate me for this, but I think "Bring Me the Horizon's" one of them. They just get really murky with their scream. I mean, like a lot of those mainstream metal bands
People are gonna
do
hate
that,
you for that.
Yeah, I mean, people who like because people
Dude,
people in that
still
community
like
love that
those
shit, bro.
bands, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
Like it's weird.
Some people eventually move on from like
It
me.
seemed
Like I
like you
don't
kinda
listen to
want-
them, but like I'll go back to that nostalgia and like I'll still enjoy the music. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll go back to that like nostalgic playlist, and I still really enjoy the shit. Do I listen to a lot of new stuff like that? No.
Well, right. You don't follow that music anymore, right?
No.
What was like your favorite band?
I mean, I had a couple. I mean, like I have a lot of like really like basic ones. I mean, like a day to remember. I remember asking Alexandria. I like We Came as Romans. August Burns Red. I still really like August Burns Red.
Yeah,
like,
I just know like one song from all them. Like that's the only thing you don't. I only hear like their most popular song.
Yeah, I think
so
all
maybe
those,
that's
like,
a problem
I think
too.
of all those, like We Came as Romans is definitely like the best because they do a lot of like singing and transition to like
I know
yeah.
one of their songs. I forget the title, but I know exactly how it goes, and they do.
Two Planet Steed. I remember there's one. I remember I like the one a lot because just like when they break down, he's like something about your brothers and you're nothing without brotherhood. And it's just like the way he breaks it down and the energy with it. It's just I just love that song, in particular.
Yeah, I mean, like classic energy for was like Rage Against the Machine, bro.
Oh yeah,
like that is so awesome. You ever seen their live performances?
Yeah, I love them.
I just love that one where it's just like you like to do what you're told,
yeah,
huh?
and he just like
you like to do what you're told, huh?
Yeah.
That shit was epic, man.
You won't do what you tell me.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here, and he's in a polo shirt with jorts, and I'm just like, bro, look at this kid.
I think he had on the fucking where you could slide them off to make them shorts.
Bro, I geeked. No, I remember because there was one performance. I think it was Vans, like old school Vans. I don't know, some concert, but he had the jorts on, with Converse and this polo striped shirt, and he just like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. I'm just like. He was in a polo shirt and jorts though. Like it was just funny as fuck.
I love it. I love it, bro. I would love to meet that guy.
Exactly.
I love to hang out with them.
100%.
With them guys, period.
Yep. Yeah.
They seem dope, man. But I just for me, if I was at that concert, like I don't even know Rage like that, especially if at that time I wouldn't have knew him much at all.
Yeah.
He didn't even gotta perform a song, bro. He could just the energy that he had. He could have just stayed up there like you like to do what you're told, huh? Like just that was enough. He had so much energy flowing. You see it because I've been doing my fair share of concerts, bro, and I could tell you which ones were shitty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%,
like,
man. 100%,
where the energy and it's usually based off of energy.
Yeah. That's what I always say. Like, I remember I went to a Logic concert with Joey Badass. And I remember, like, the Joey Badass was opening for Logic. Well, I personally think is a disrespectful, but whatever. It's neither here nor there. But Joey's show before Logic came on was way more hype and way better than Logic's show. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
Simple as that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just his crowd work, the way he did it. It's like Logic had that nerdy, funny thing going on between intermission, but like with Joey, it was all music and shit, and it was dope. And he's messing with the crowd, I remember music cuts off and we're just like, hey, he just like freestyling and shit. Everyone just like, just like clapping along and shit. It was just like, there was no music playing. It was just the crowd doing it. And he's freestyling with the crowd, whatever they're doing,
That's dope.
It was awesome, man. Way awesome.
Yeah.
But with like Logic, like, like he plays a song and, he just comes out, he's like, how's everybody feeling tonight?
And you guys are all pumped up from Joey.
Well, yeah, and then like
he gives it a little bit, but it's not enough, right?
And he's like, he pulls out this guy, whether it be like an assistant manager or some shit, he's like, yeah, it's Pete. Everybody say, fuck you, Pete. Fuck you, Pete. Funny, and like goes into another song. It's just like, yeah, it's cool, whatever,
I've told you how I feel about Logic. I just never liked the guy, and it's nothing against him. Like it's nothing against him. He makes me happy. He's from Maryland.
Yeah.
I support him. Like I'm all for him and shit like that. But his music just isn't for me.
Exactly.
Like even the songs that people say are good, like they're a good song maybe, but the lyrics are just have never been impressive.
For me, a
I
lot of
can't
times,
like tell you
I like the
logic.
concept more than the actual execution of the
Beautiful,
song.
beautiful.
I
Exactly.
mean, that
Exactly.
Suicide song. I mean, great concept.
That's his best song
You
for
know?
sure,
I
but it's
mean,
because of what it is.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? And for me, like, I don't like listening to the song. You know, it's not pleasing to my ears, but I love the concept, I love the idea of positivity, love it.
Yeah,
Love
and
it all,
it just
man.
seems like he tries too hard, man. Like on the one album, the
I
second
geek
time
at
he
him all the
did,
time, man.
where he's just he's trying to basically like he's on an alien ship is how he's trying to portray the album. Is like he's on a ship going through time, you know,
Yeah.
and it just seemed like he was really reaching, you know,
Yeah.
and like it would just it just kind of was a bunch of dumb shit put together,
Mhm.
man. I hate to
Yeah.
say it. I hate to say it. I'm not trying to knock the man's work, but like it just seemed like a bunch of like anything put together. And once again, I don't know the man, but I can go to a personal story that I do know that Tech Nine talks about all the time.
Love Take 9.
Right? Tech Nine talks about the song that he did with Logic, where like he paid Logic a certain amount of dollars.
Yeah.
I believe it's Tech Nine, right? Yeah, it's Tech Nine.
Yeah, I think him and Tech were close at one point.
Yeah, well, they still did the song.
Yeah.
So he paid Logic a bunch of money to do a song, and like Logic was bluffing. So he
Yep.
called him up like, I need it. And then Logic sends over basically some trash into it.
bullshit.
And that's what's on the song.
Yeah.
You know, and you listen to it and you're like,
I remember that. I
and
remember that.
yeah, he did it in like 2 weeks or something like that, basically.
Yep.
And it was like he was like just super disappointed. And it just kind of seems like what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, and that was the thing. Like, I remember, like, they were real close because Logic always did that speed stuff. You know, that
Yeah.
kind of like Tech 9 really made famous. I remember, like, there was a video back then before all that happened where they're backstage, just, you know, where he's rapping that one playground song or something where he's, you know, like, get down, lay down, hit you with a bird, you better stay down, you know, some shit like that. And they're doing it real fast, and they're both doing it together. And of course, Tech 9's blowing him out the water, but like that was like they were cool. And at one point, one thing I gotta say about Tech 9, man, is that like this guy has consistently stuck with, you know, the trend and has stayed pretty much what's the word I'm looking for? Has stayed relevant this whole time.
Mhm.
And he released like a recent song. I think it was either this
He's
year or
not
last year.
horrible.
Yeah, I think he released a song this year and last year where, like, you know, it was a great song. I thought it was like a new age style song too, and I think he did it awesome. You know, I'm just like, man, this guy's like, I like that.
I've heard songs that I thought were good by him, but
Mhm.
personally, I just always thought that speed up fast rap was stupid as fuck.
Yeah,
I really did.
yeah,
I always have. I still do.
yeah, I don't like,
Like
it either.
when
Yeah.
Twister was big,
Yep,
and you hear a whole. It's like how, like I said,
Busta Rhymes.
but it goes back to the screamo thing to me. You know, where it's
Yeah.
like once I can't hear the lyrics, I don't like it. So
yeah,
I don't want to
yeah,
hear
exactly.
that.
You know, like,
So like even when
Um,
Eminem does that fast rapping, I'm like, what
hate
the
it.
fuck are you saying?
Yeah.
And who gives a fuck?
that's why it was like, why is everyone like Rap God? I'm just like, this is terrible.
They like it because it broke a record. And that's really what it
Whatever.
became famous. Like he
Whatever.
said the most words in a certain amount of
A
seconds. or
rap.
something.
I mean, does that make you a rap guy or whatever? I don't
Who
care.
gives a fuck?
Exactly.
Who cares that you can rap fast? You haven't fucking made a banger forever, dude.
You know what I'm saying, man? You know?
God, make a banger, dude.
Yeah, man.
Your last banger was like
exactly.
"Love the Way You Lie." You know what I mean? You had to bring Rihanna in.
And you had to bring Rihanna. If it wasn't about domestic violence, it probably wouldn't have been as big.
Yeah, but
You
he
know?
did do good. I won't hate him on that.
Exactly,
He
yeah.
made this. He made the song
He
work.
made the song really good. Yeah, I feel you on that.
But yeah, I'm just not a fan of the fast rapping, man.
No, I've never been either, man. Because like, you know, like for one, it just, I don't know, man. It just doesn't vibe with me, you know. And for me, it just doesn't sound good. It's not pleasing to the ear. But some people hear that fast stuff and they're just like, oh my god, oh my god, my headphones are smoking.
Bars.
They're smoking. It's so fast. Like that's, I don't know, man. It's not that impressive to me. You
Well,
know?
fuck it. We've talked enough about them. I want to talk to you about a few things, right? Number one, I was thinking this on the run, right?
What you got?
Well, it was coming towards the end. Midway, let's say. I could feel my body cramping up, like my lower abs. And I just knew it was because I just didn't have the proper fuel in me. That's why I said like I wasn't supposed to, run
Okay,
to that.
okay.
I knew it was because of that. And I was just sitting there thinking about it. It's like I told you how it's in my head, like your body is your temple,
Yeah.
like just joking around. I was thinking about that. And it just made me think about like how we view suicide and how
Okay.
really the numbers of suicide should probably be times 100, at least 50. Diabetes death is suicide 9 times out of 10, you know? Obesity death, heart failure, that's suicide 9 times out of 10. Now, of course, you have it that it relates in families and you can be a perfectly healthy person and get it. But what are the risk factors? What are the cause factors? It's obesity. It's bad health choices. It's bad lifestyle. People go out every day and commit suicide, right? And this came from, I can't remember what I was hearing, but someone said everybody commits suicide. Basically, because the time that you're born, you're killing yourself, right? Like, the time you're born, you're actually dying.
Okay.
From the time you're born, right? You're
Okay.
dying technically, right?
I got you. I
And
got
what you do in that span is supposed to, theoretically, and increase your life or decrease your life, right? They
Yes.
say smoking's going to do this.
Yeah.
You know,
Suicide.
vegetables if you want to do this, too much red meat, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's all these things. When you see someone though, right, these people, they get to, you see my 800-pound life,
Yep.
right?
Okay.
You see 800-pound life, and that person dies of a heart attack.
Gotcha.
Wasn't that suicide?
I mean, I guess because technically you took your own life with bad diet choices, but it's a reach, kind of a reach. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, well, like I
You
tied
know?
this into the video that I've seen of, I think it's my 600-pound life. That's what
Yeah.
it is. You know, where the guy's on there and he's like, I don't want to stop. You know, he's like, this is what I want to do. He's like, doctor told me I need to lose weight. He's like, I'm at the point where I can't even bath no more. The guy was telling you about where his dad had to wash him and
That
shit.
was terrible.
He's like, but my dad brings me food and I can just play, you know, on the game all day. And my dad will just bring me food in here and basically do whatever I need to do. He's like, I don't really see a need to change. I don't really think I need to. You know, and I'm just like, this guy's going to die from a heart attack or liver failure, lung failure. And it's going to be that as the cause. When really it's like they told him, don't do this, you know, and it's suicide. Like is a OD suicide?
I don't think anyone has the overdose.
But they label some
you
ODs
want-
as suicides. You know that?
Huh.
Yeah, like my uncle's was technically a suicide, right? Because the amount I told you, the one that got wrapped up,
Yeah.
the amount that was in his body basically was way past the amount that was supposed to go in anyone's body. Like it's a kill shot, you know, is what they call it. They call it a hot shot.
And that,
right?
yeah, that makes sense. But
the thing is, right? Anybody who knows my uncle knows that he was scared of needles, so he wouldn't inject himself. So whoever did that shot him with that. You get what I'm saying? So it couldn't have been a suicide, right? Because if anything, it's a murder, right? But I'm not even making that argument.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is he was a heroin addict. So the fact that he died from heroin is basically a suicide. Yes, you can label as an overdose, you know what I mean? But it's like, it should be like, can we do a slash?
I get what you're saying.
Overdose suicide, you know? Like, there should be something along the lines of that. A lot of people are out here every day killing themselves. And they don't even notice it. But then you sit there and you look at someone who actually does take their life with mental health issues and you go, I don't see how someone can do that. Well, how do you drink two liters of Pepsi a day?
Okay, there it is.
You get what I'm saying?
I could just say, I see where
you did the same
around
exact
that.
thing. You're just doing it in a slow form. That's all you did.
I guess labeling it suicide would be a different thing. But I mean, people do make poor health choices every day, and then knowingly people every day make poor health choices and continue to do so.
Try and delete everything, right? Say like we got the science right, but there's no products, right? We got all the science we have currently today, right? But there's no products. All we do is eat natural things and drink natural things, right? So all we do is drink water, and all we do is hunt and fish and, you know, grow our shit, right? And then we introduce a product, right? We introduce Pepsi, right? So it's the first product ever. Right. That's the first drink ever. Basically, we're going to get all our scientists to review Pepsi. Right. Is there any scientist that's going to suggest you drink that?
Probably not.
No one. Right. There's not a doctor that would suggest you drink that. There's not a scientist that would. There's not no one that would suggest you drink that. Right.
I got you,
But you still drink it.
Yeah.
Suicide.
I got you.
You know what I mean? They said this is deadly. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to have that much sugar, that much salt. There's coloring in this. There's too much acid in this.
Okay.
And you knowingly still took it. Now, the fact that it took 10 years to kill you, now it can't be a suicide because it didn't happen quickly. You didn't just take your life. But you took your life.
I feel you 100%. You know what I'm saying?
Now you add that on top of cheesesteaks, French fries, you know what I mean? Like
no
fish, everything,
whatever.
everything. Yeah, that on top of it
makes sense. And but I think it's just, ultimately it's just like a strange leap to take. You know what I mean? It's like label it suicide. You know, it's just weird.
That's just how I see it. That's how I see it. That's how I feel. I
man.
feel like a lot. I
see
feel like
it.
obese people are committing suicide.
I mean, they might as well be. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's.
Yeah.
I guess like I guess kind of delves into something different. I mean, where we talk about like body positivity and yeah, I mean like if you're naturally big, whatever. But I mean like there's that, and then there's being obese, which is just clinically way overweight.
Some people commit suicide or happy. You know what I mean? Some people want to commit suicide, right?
Yeah.
Like, because suicide, right? I can go all day long, right? I got stage 4 cancer, fucking rare bone disorder. I'm in pain every fucking day. Doctor kills me. Suicide. I wanted that. I'm happy. Thank you. I was fucking done with this pain. I'm 80 years old. This shit hurts every single day.
Okay.
Suicide.
Yeah.
I'm happy. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, you're gonna have cases where it's like people are happy with that, but you're still doing the same thing. At the end of the day, you're still killing yourself. Your body is not supposed to be like that.
Exactly. And I was thinking about earlier, man. Like I was watching a bunch of nature documentaries and shit. I'm just like, I'm supposed to go multiple hours without food. That's just simple fact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like naturally.
Yeah.
You do not eat you do not you do not eat every time you're hungry.
And you definitely don't eat bad things.
You know what I'm saying? Let's tackle the first thing.
But just
what do we do when we're hungry? We get something to eat. That's not supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but just say if you ate grapes, you know what I mean? Like that's something that would be like something you would actually have as a snack, right?
Yeah, but I think still the need
I get what you're,
to
I
go
get your,
prolonged points without food.
The problem is
good.
Most of the time when people want a snack,
which is
you're not choosing grapes,
which is fascinating.
You're choosing chips.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
right. And it's like
100%.
Fuck.
Which people also need to understand that that's something that your body is craving salt, but it's thinking chips, not just salt.
I mean, I've said this many times, and this is a theory that I believe will one day be proven true, is that you can't judge anybody in the world because we're all high off of something. And our blood's being fucked with, our DNA's being manipulated, our RNA's being manipulated, our oxygen levels are different. You have so much, your dopamine levels are being released differently between all of this shit that's going in your body. Like, you don't even understand. Like, it does. I don't know why. Like, I try to get it through people, and it's like they just don't grasp it, right? But let's say like you drink a Pepsi, right? You eat a whole bag of Doritos, right? Then you go to Taco Bell for lunch, get whatever you want, right? Then you come out and you get that, you order a pizza for whatever dinner. You eat pizza with fucking cheesy bread, whatever it is. And then you eat that with a fucking, I don't know, side of dip or side of ranch dressing, You look at the back of everything that you just ate. Look at the ingredients of every single thing you just ate. How many things did you eat that are not supposed to be in your body, bro? Right? Think about just in Pepsi, right? Name something in Pepsi that's supposed to be in your body. It's nothing. You can say sugar, right? But it's not the right sugar, right? Exactly. It's not the right sugar. So you can't say that, right? Yeah. So you can't even say that, right? So it got at least 20 ingredients in Pepsi, right?
That you should not have.
So you just took 20 chemicals that you're not supposed to have in your body, right?
Yeah.
And now we go to Doritos. They don't got the same things. How many it's the same exact thing.
Yeah.
How many things in Doritos are supposed to be in your body? Maybe you could say salt, right? You could say salt, but not at that level, right? But you could still say salt. Still, get rid of all that. What about the phosphoric carbonate? You know what I mean? The phosphorus sodium and all that.
All the preservatives and shit.
All the other shit. Yeah. It's another, 20 ingredients, right?
That
ain't the same as Pepsi. So now you just mix those 20 and those 20. And then you ate from Taco Bell with its 60 preservatives and its 20 steroids in its meat and its 10 antibiotics in its meat. And you mix that all up with 40 chemicals that you got from earlier. Then you throw your Baja Blast in there. Then you ate Pepsi that night that came from X,
you
Y,
might be on prescriptions.
And even that ranch dressing, you know what I mean, has that one preservative in it. Like so many fucking things. I didn't want to get into prescription. I'm just talking about simply what we eat.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Simply what we eat. Look at how many different things you affected your body with that day. So when people have that day of, oh, I don't know why I'm feeling bad today. Well, it might have been the last 8 days of eating. You're like, I don't know why people don't think about that. Or I felt good today. It probably is the last couple of days of eating. You probably avoided more junk and you probably still ate junk, right? But if I eat 50, let's just say 5 pounds of junk, right? And 5 pounds of good food every day. If I go 3 days in a row of eating 2 pounds of junk, my body's going to feel better.
Oh, yeah,
right? Because I'm still eating junk, but I'm eating half of what I was eating. You're still going to see improvement.
Right.
So if you go, oh man, I got energy today. I bet it was in your diet. It's everything. Your diet is going to respond to your mood. Like, why is that not taught properly? Your diet is your mood. Your diet is your attitude.
So I mean, I guess the simple answer to that would be, to teach proper diet will go against everything that we push to sell. I mean, straight up. I mean, everyone remembers the campaign "Milk builds strong bones."
Mhm.
Bullshit. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Calcium helps.
I'm glad
You know
you
what I'm
brought
saying?
this up.
You know what I'm saying, man? Like, so like to teach that goes against the very nature of what we've been teaching. You know, this whole point.
I got a long theory for you here, right? So here's the thing. Roll with me on this, people.
While you roll.
So, why do you think? I don't want to beat around the bush, but I just want to kind of get your thought on it too at the same time. Not trying to lag you in here.
I got you.
Why do you think that? Why do you think drive-through was created?
Convenience.
You think it's convenience?
Get you to work quicker. You know, serve more people.
Right. What do you think a drive-through is known for? Right. What's the things that they're known for?
Well, I mean, technically being like,
I'm not trying to be this guy. It's just
the quickest
what I was
option.
thinking about.
Quickest option.
Right, but it's also the what?
You know, I'm not sure what you're getting at. You know what I'm saying?
Cheapest option. It's usually your cheapest option to eat is McDonald's. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Burger King,
drive,
whatever it is. It's the quick, it's the fastest, right?
Or the fast food,
and
stuff,
it's the cheapest, right? So it's very funny that it's both of these conveniently nice things. It's not just the fact that you can go through a drive-through, right? It's the fact that it's also so cheap,
right?
So now we're really drawing in people. So I was doing some research on myself, just really getting to the bottom of this, all my thoughts. And like, if you look up like top 10 restaurants, worth in the world, you're not going to see restaurant chains. You're going to see fast food chains, right?
Yeah.
So like number 1 is Starbucks. You know what I mean? Number 2 is McDonald's.
Yeah.
Burger King's up there. Domino's is number 6.
Yeah.
There's a couple different spots.
Domino's always surprised me.
Yeah, Domino's is very surprising,
KFC
right?
as well.
Right. So here's the thing, right? Because here's how they're going to get us, right? Here's the thing. What I'm trying to get to. Now, this is a thought I'm just going over recently, so I'm also trying to process it to another person for the first time.
Okay,
so bear with me here, people.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that the public desires would be in those drive-thrus, right? Like at the end of the day, the reason that you go through there and get a hamburger is because people like hamburgers and they like cheap hamburgers, right? Hamburger tastes really good for fucking $1.99. I can get a bacon fucking double cheeseburger with mustard, ketchup, pickles, and get the fuck out of here. People like that. That's what we want, right?
Yeah.
What's the cheapest way to eat, though, right? I'll stop being around you. I'm rolling my own questions.
Cooking your own food.
Hunting your own food, right? Growing your own food.
Free.
The cheapest meat that you could possibly buy is if you have a gun and you put one bullet in there and shoot it into an elk's head, or a bear's head. That's the cheapest way your family is ever going to eat in your life.
Well, maybe
because
they've necessarily have also put a price on that as well. You know
what, Steve? What's the price? If I want to go out right now, right, buy a rifle, get a license, and go hunt an elk.
All those things cost all those things.
Right. How much? How much, Steve?
Well, hunting license will cost you, I think, at least $120.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
And that's for a season.
That's
for a season.
Just so you can go hunt.
Right. That's a hunting season, right? And then my gun, 500, right? Roughly, right? Yeah. And then bullets, 100, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm hunting for $900, right? Yeah. And next year I don't pay a quarter. I don't pay 75% of those costs you just talked about because I have my gun and I have my bullets, right? Yeah. And it only takes me one bullet to really put down things nowadays with these weapons.
Yeah.
It's not like I got to do many things, right? So I can go get 500 pounds of meat with one bullet. Right? Or 2 bullets, 3 bullets, 5 bullets, right? 10 bullets.
Yeah.
10 bullets are cheap. A bullet costs less than a hamburger. You get what I'm saying?
I get you.
I can go grab 500 pounds of meat and have that for my family, right?
Yeah,
I can grow my own vegetables, have my own toppings, all of these things, right? And I can do this for myself, right?
Yeah.
That's why fast food is so cheap. If anybody actually owned a fast food business and you provided convenience, right? What does convenience usually come with? An upcharge. We've talked about this before. You usually pay more for convenience, right? But with fast food, you don't. You pay less. You pay little, right? Because
Yeah.
they want you to have the easiest option possible
Yeah.
for the cheapest amount possible
I got you.
so that you never care to hunt. You don't need to learn to hunt. I've
Yeah.
got cheap, fast meat waiting here for you. And that's why I truly believe these were created. Now,
Well,
this
that-
thought
I mean,
comes
like, I
from,
mean-
just let me finish this up right here.
Huh?
This thought comes from the fact that right now they're trying to push, we need more fresh fruit markets that are drive-throughs, right?
Mhm.
Like that's the next thing people are trying to push is like a Nally fresh drive-through, basically. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like a fruit market
The whole
drive-through,
coronavirus
right?
thing, yeah.
So you get convenience, but you also get health, right?
Mhm.
Once again, that would be nothing but step 2. Oh, they held us off for fucking 70 years of drive-through meat. Now they're holding us off for another 50 of drive-through vegetables so that you don't want to grow a garden. I got your meat.
Well,
Now I have your
so, I mean-
vegetables. I have your fruits. You don't need to learn how to hunt. You don't need to learn how to grow your food.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of things that have also been thrown in there as well. I mean, you look at the percentage of land ownership amongst people. Then you look at the percentage of those people in that percentage that actually own a decent amount of land. How much of that land is actually like? Are they actually like? Do they actually have?
Well, I mean, if you're
And
going to,
are they actually even able to grow one? You
the
know what I'm saying? 'Cause a
solutions
lot of those
are
things.
those solutions are so simple, though, right? Because you're complicating the process with that. I get what you're saying, right? But that's so simple in any right world. Because if we're living like this, right, you like I always say, you can't just adapt, right? If we're adapting how I'm talking, right, of doing these things, then you can't go over the same mindset. You can't keep in the same mindset, right? So if we did adapt like this, then it would be an entire block that joined in, Steve, right? So we live on a block with 11 other houses, right?
Mhm,
So we
mhm.
would say this year, Steve and Mike are going to go up. We're going to go to Nebraska. They're going to get 4 elk. They're going to bring it back here. It's going to be $400 a house for this block, and we're going to have 400 pounds of meat apiece. Everyone puts their money together for me and you to go on a hunting trip.
Mhm.
We come back with the meat, and people are supplied for the year.
Yeah, I get you, man.
That's
No,
how
no.
things should
Yeah,
work.
no, and I
bro.
get you. You know what I'm saying? I get you. That's that's all wonderful and nice, but I mean, like, it's not feasible. In any
How is that
amount.
not feasible?
Look
But
at
yeah,
look
how
at
is
your
that not-
neighbor. Look at your neighbor,
Dude,
I mean,
that-
like, come
that's
on,
not
you
feasible,
know?
right? That's not feasible. But 100 million animals slaughtered a year, right? And cesspool living, function and shipped up and frozen,
Mhm, yeah.
shipped in 18-wheelers, states over, defrosted, cooked in fryers, and served for $1 is possible. But what I said's unfeasible. The fuck out of here, man.
Now listen. Hold up, listen, bro. Because they didn't even let me say anything before you went off your tirade, bro. This is the thing. Why? So like, let's look at why it's not feasible. Okay. Because what's the status quo? We do that literally. We do. That's what we do currently. That's what we are doing. That's what's happened. That's what happened for 100 fucking years, bro. You know what I'm saying? If it was so feasible for people to work together like that, it would happen, bro. And
It
people
would,
do
Steve.
it. And people do
It
do
would,
it.
Steve.
And people do it.
It would.
But let's look.
It
But let's,
would.
but let's look at
You
people,
think
bro.
that's what's
let's look at people,
encouraged?
bro. Let's look
'Cause
at people, bro.
I just spent 30 minutes trying to explain the fact of why it's so discouraged, dude. They do
But
not
listen,
want you
but
to
listen,
do that,
But
bro.
listen, and listen, and I get that, bro. But people go out and they create these things. People go out and work towards and make those things. But let's look at the people
What?
who want to do that, bro. Just like you said, people want to put away food and not care what they're doing. Let's look at what people want to do.
Steve,
Hold on. Let me talk. Let
do
me
you
finish.
really
Let me
believe
finish.
that?
No, let me finish. Let me finish. Hold on. Let me finish. Let's look at people and let's say, hey, let's work with the people on the block together and do something like that.
Was
Okay.
that you finished?
How many people do you think choose that over that convenience?
Once again, right? Why, Steven? I don't need to answer that because why is the answer what we both know it is?
So
it's
what-
because that is
So
Steven, you never learned to hunt. You never learned to grow anything.
I actually did learn a little bit to hunt. So yeah.
Who
That's it.
taught
I haven't
you?
hunted.
Who
Yet.
taught you?
My friend Chris hunts.
Okay, so you depended on a friend, right?
You know?
Which is like you would depend on your block, right? But your school never taught you one thing about hunting.
Yeah.
Right? And your
100%.
school never taught you one
100%.
thing about growing
No,
vegetables,
not at all.
right?
Not at all.
They never taught you any of those things.
Uh-huh.
So no wonder the people aren't encouraged to do that, because
But-
that's the generation.
but-
That's the
But that's what I'm
stigma.
saying. But that's what I'm
That's
saying.
what we're trying
Listen,
to break.
But listen, but that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to say it's so feasible, but people don't get it done. People don't do it. Is it because of people being brainwashed? Yeah, but let's also think about the people who know what the very well what's going on and submit to it every day and choose to continue living like this. You know what I'm saying?
You mean
People
me,
don't.
Steve?
People don't want to
talking
work
about me.
hard. People don't want to work hard.
I don't want to work hard.
No,
Steve.
listen. No,
You're
let's talk
saying-
about you.
But
Listen.
I'm that person you
No,
just
listen.
said.
No,
I'm
no,
that
it's
person.
not. No, it's
I
not,
am
bro.
that, I'm that person
Who?
that knows it, that understands it, and doesn't do it.
Listen, bro. Listen. Who? We can go ask so many fucking people. Hey, McDonald's is terrible for you, right? Yeah. What's in the fucking food? Whatever. Blah blah blah. All this shit's bad. All this shit's bad. But they keep eating the same shit that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's program, Steve. That's program.
Well,
That's
well,
what their parents did. Yo, you think my son's gonna do that, Steve? Is my son gonna do that? Is my son gonna want those things? You know what I mean? He might. I'm not gonna say he can eat whatever he wants. You get what I'm saying? If that's what he wants, and he decides that's what he wants, that's what he wants. But you trying to get what I'm understanding? You get what I'm going?
Yeah,
like I'm gonna
you.
discourage those things, right?
I get you.
I'm gonna encourage him to do these other things, right? So my child wouldn't do that. But you say that because of all these children do it. Well, their parents did it because their parents were taught like that, and their parents taught like that. What did a Native American child do? A Native American learned how to fucking go hunt. What did a Wild West child do? They learned how to handle cattle. They learned how to handle livestock, and that's why they fucking passed it down. It's generational, bro, and that's why I was trying to get to earlier. They made it so easy. They made it so convenient.
And
so
that,
you go like, but it's so easy.
And that's the very thing that makes it so unfeasible. People look at this. I can do this hard thing, or I can do the easy thing. What percentage of people choose the easy thing?
You keep saying that, Steve.
You know what I'm saying?
You keep saying
No,
that. My answer is going to be the same every single time.
No, the people that want to do the hard thing is not natural. That's what I'm saying. That's what people don't want that. That's why people don't want to step and be a leader. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not everyone can be a fucking leader. Literally straight up, there are people born and bred to do something like that.
What I'm telling
Who's
you,
going to take the easy way out?
What I'm saying is there would be a lot more leaders if it wasn't this type of society.
Now listen, 100%. You know what I'm saying?
You would see leaders a lot often.
Let's talk about what's real. What's going on in the real world right now, bro? You know what I'm saying? What's going on right now?
What's the real
you know what I'm saying?
world, Steve? What's the real world?
What do we live in? What do we live in?
This is the real world.
What's the status quo?
Is this the real
What's the status quo?
Is this the
What's the
real
status quo?
world?
What
is this the real world to you?
This is what reality is.
Okay,
you know
this ain't my reality.
You know what I'm saying?
This ain't where I live at in my head.
And I get you,
right?
Bro.
And if you want to be accepting that, like this,
no, listen, no one's accepting it.
That's what you're doing. When you say this is your reality, it's
I did not say this is my reality.
You just
look
said,
at what's here. Look at what's real.
Dude,
look at all the people.
You literally just became
shit.
one of those people that we always talk about, bro.
Bro,
when you go like,
how
you're saying this. You're saying the same thing as like, oh well, what can you do? That's what you're saying.
That's not what I said at all, bro.
What are you saying then when you say, "Oh, this is reality"?
That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about. Look at where we live. All right, now let's look at how many people live this fucking way. Okay, you know what I'm saying? We are talking about the majority of people want to continue to live like this. You think people want to revert back to that type of lifestyle? You think everyone wants to do that, bro? You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying?
There was
Steven.
There was a huge migration from those rural farming towns to convenience, the bustle lifestyle.
Why do you think
because you live around the corner?
No,
it's easy.
Okay, then
it's easy.
Okay, then we have a different belief than people. Then
that's what I'm saying.
I don't think that about people. I don't think people want things that are easy. I don't think people are lazy like that, and I don't just doubt people like that, bro. I believe that everybody has a hard working factor in them. Everybody has a smart factor in them. Everybody has a role to play somewhere, bro. It's not embraced. It's not enhanced. I don't ask it from you. I don't say, listen, you're not properly educated. How many people are uneducated, Steve? I mean, come on, dude. I shouldn't have to talk to you about this. Like, you know that. You know most people don't even know what they're eating. They don't. I had to give you the game at one time, right? I gave you the game about the animals at one time. And look, you were able to change your mind, right? Because someone presented you with the information. You seen it. You looked it up and you was like, yeah.
How many minds did you change?
But listen, I'm one person, dude.
I'm saying,
I'm one person.
But you're taking offense at. But listen, how many people did you give the same talk to but didn't listen?
I didn't
look at it. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't give everyone that talk, bro. I didn't. Because I don't have that. I don't have that type of energy. I can't give that talk I gave to you. I can't give that to everyone. I gave it to people. You know what I mean? I gave you I gave you everything that day. You know, it's like you can't give that energy. I shouldn't have to give that argument. That shouldn't be the argument that beats made. The reason that I had to go that hard on that argument is because of how much the opposite is ingrained in us, bro. You are not, it's not embraced to learn how to do anything
I get
for
you.
yourself.
And I get you.
So when you sit there and you say, oh, people want that, no, that's what they know, bro. If people actually knew where their food, how many people tell you, I don't want to know, right? When you talk about where their food comes from, don't even tell me what's in a hot dog, right? They don't even want to know. If they actually were taught what's in there, then I guarantee you more people would steer it away. And if you said, look, if you want something different, this is what we have to do. No, and you say it's so hard. You say it's so hard, but it's not so hard, bro.
But listen,
it's not.
This is the reason I'm saying that. Because this is what the status quo is. Now, when it comes to people not wanting to know what's in hot dogs, what is that? Willful ignorance? You people accepting them being in an ignorant position and not choosing to educate themselves on something. What is that? You know what I'm saying?
Steven, do you know why someone says that?
Because they're going to be disgusted at what they eat.
No,
bro.
Steven, because they were in front of their mother one day and someone said, do you know what's in a hot dog? And she said, don't tell me. I don't even want to know. And that's why that daughter says that today, bro. Same thing with the son. That's how it goes, bro. If you're whoever you're raised by, that matters so much on what people inflict on you. The reason that I think about these things today are because of my sisters, Jen and Chaz, bro, because they made me think about that stuff. They made me see that I don't have to do like how the government lays something out for you. And it seems hard because it's not what we do every day. But if we actually was all focused on that, if we focused on building a health market instead of building a McDonald's, it goes up just as quick. The construction happens just as fast. The food gets there the same way, just as good. It's gonna be there. It's not gonna be some drought.
And I
it's
get
possible.
It all, bro. And
people
I
need
get
to be
all,
educated. They're not lazy, bro.
I get it all, man. I get all that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think it's, I mean, like, it's in some people, but it's just not everyone. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's in
it is not there. You know what I'm saying?
I
mean, there's people there. The information is there to go look and find it. Some people find it on their own. Some people need people to show them. Some people get shown and don't ever even follow it. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I was trying to say
listen. That's what I'm saying. So like, that's the thing. So when people have so much control into what's taught to each other and how much they're actually willing to listen to, that happens a lot. And that's how you end up with separate tribes in the world. That's how you end up with different tribes going everywhere. Because over there, you guys like to dance, but we like to turn the music off at 9:00. I mean, this is.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
listen, nothing happens overnight, and not everybody's going to want to do it.
You'll see that village with their McDonald's.
What I'm saying, listen, Steve, has anyone ever told you what I just told you, though? Like, has anyone ever told you that's the way I think we should go? Has anyone else ever told you that?
Well, considering I was raised by an old grandma, probably not.
No one's ever told me. I'm just saying. No, I'm not trying to say that like I'm some hero, bro. What I'm saying is only one person ever told me this. One person. That was two people. My sisters, Jen and Chaz, bro. No one told you, right? No one told Nebby. No one told David. No one told Jeff. No one told any of them about that shit, bro. But here we are today. I'm trying to explain it to you, right? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to give it to you. And I don't even got it figured out, right? Yeah. I just kind of got a thought of it in my head, right? And I feel like you're going to be different with your child, right? You're not going to embrace your child going to get chicken nuggets from McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
So we changed it a little bit. So we got you thinking, right? We got you thinking on that. They got me thinking, right? So then we get our kids thinking. And it doesn't happen overnight. It took 100 years for them to establish this system. It's going to take 100 years to get rid of the system. Shit could take a long time. But you can't just say, oh, well, this is what we are now. Bro, we're only going to get worse then, bro. We have to come to the point where we go, you know what? This is hard. And if for anybody who don't want to do it, okay. But we're going this direction.
And I think it will get worse. You know what I'm saying? That's I mean, like, when I look at something like this, the grip, the misinformation, the education, it's all in the hands of state entities. Where do you go get educated? Where do you send your son to get educated? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you going to send him to public school? I mean, he's part of the same system, you know what I'm saying? Then you have, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are these different information being shot at him from his dad to his school. I mean, like, like this, there's so much in control there. That's what I'm saying, of how crazy it sounds to then just flip it to the opposite end. You know what I'm saying? Like, I say that's not feasible, but this is because this is a system that people participate in. Is that me saying
Maybe
accept what it is? Not at all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to give you how I see what people are doing right now. You know what I'm saying?
That number one physics biologist that Joe Rogan has on, right? What's his name? Harvey Weinstein.
That guy's pretty cool.
Something like that, ain't it, right?
Yeah, always
That
give
guy's
him,
pretty
yeah,
cool, right?
Yeah,
That guy's pretty cool, right?
yeah.
You know, the moment that he wasn't cool no more is when he was given diet advice, and then Joe asked him about his diet,
Yeah,
right?
yep.
And what's he tell you, Steve?
Yep.
All I do is eat fast food,
but that-
drink 8 sodas a day.
Think about that
I
one dude,
don't work out at all,
Think about
right?
that dude,
Right?
Peter Hotez, the
He was the
vaccine
same way.
dude. Same way.
Same way, right? So the top minds, the top people that are suggesting your diets, don't live a healthy lifestyle. Go to the fast food places,
Well,
right?
they're not dietitians.
Listen, what I'm saying is there's smart people, right? There's lawyers across the world that go to fast food. Just because you're smart doesn't mean you think to eat good, Steve. I'm just trying to say, like, that doesn't go directly with that, bro.
I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like people make that leap all the time. You know what I'm saying? Those particular individuals, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they're smart, but it also doesn't mean they're not capable of being dumb. You know what I'm saying? Just because you know a lot about something, just because you know a lot about something doesn't mean any particular thing. You know what I'm saying? Of course, as you can see, you know, and I mean, that's another thing, man. It's like there's so many people that also, like I'm saying, like most people know these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you still enjoy a soda every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, I enjoy a soda.
Same.
We all enjoy, you know what I'm saying? We all enjoy shit and do shit that's not necessarily good for us. You know what I'm saying? I think it's always gonna be there. And when it comes to, when we look at the task at hand,
Right.
You're talking about changing the status quo for hundreds of millions of people, for generations to come.
Right. But look how easy this is, right? If I never gave you a soda, right? You were born and I never gave you a soda, you wouldn't want a soda, right?
No.
None of your body, right? Your body wouldn't even. Your body would look at that and be turned off.
Well, it's
right?
like saying, like, it's like you're you being born in like America, and then like out of nowhere you just want some like Asian star fruit or something. That doesn't happen. Until you know about something like that.
It's not going to happen.
Until you know something about that.
Exactly, right? And now we both know, right, that these companies hire scientists to put specific chemicals into these foods to manipulate your taste buds to want you to get addicted, right?
Mm-hmm.
They put specific amounts of things to get your addiction, right? Caffeine, sugar, all of that's your addiction. You're addicted to that, right? And listen, I'm saying all of this and I'm right there with you. I still drink a root beer every once in a while, man. I still have a cream soda every once in a while. I'm still right there with you, but I guarantee you, if we never drank those things, we wouldn't want them. You want them because you had them.
MSG.
Perfect.
If you ever tasted pure MSG, I don't know what it tastes like, but it just tastes good. Mm-hmm. If you like, because you can go buy that stuff in a bag. You know what I'm saying? And it's modified sodium. If you ever taste that shit raw, have you ever tasted that seasoning? It's weird because it's like it's salty, but like it's not salt, but it gets your taste buds flickering going, and you add it to anything, it becomes delicious.
Mm-hmm. And that's a chemical. That's a chemical.
Straight up,
That's what they say that Chinese places put on their food.
Yeah, well, I mean, like that
gives you that fill feeling.
Yeah, well, that's not. No, MSG is the seasoning. MSG is the seasoning.
I thought they said that that gives you the fill feeling.
No, that's not what does it. I don't think.
Do you remember what they were saying then about the Chinese food that they cook in?
Well, I remember
they cook in a specific, or they have a certain ingredient that gives you a filling feeling.
It might be MSG, but all that was disproven.
I thought it was.
All that was disproven. You know what I'm saying? And really, a lot of that was, what they say is just racism towards Chinese people. Which I mean, like up until the fifth,
their food does have a special kind of taste to it, though, where you definitely do feel different.
Well, they always used MSG.
You feel different when you eat Chinese food than other foods.
Like
bro.
I said, I don't know. See, I don't know. Not really.
Always for me, dude. Chinese food's always made me feel worse than pizza since I was a kid.
I feel way worse at the pizza than Chinese, but it's whatever you're used to.
If I get like some noodles with some shrimp and rice or something like that, crab ragoon, bro, I'm fucked up.
You got a lot of doughy shit going in there, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot
of doughy best, shit, but I'm just saying it's made me, and I always felt like I did get filled quick, so I thought that was a real thing.
MSG is like
but you're saying they do put it in there, so it ain't that much.
MSG is the flavoring. Racism. Yeah. Well, it's not that the MSG isn't in there. It's in there. It's the fact that the MSG causes what, like, people would say headaches and all that stuff and whatnot.
Oh yeah, I never heard that. I just heard a filling feeling.
It was a bigger
Feel-
thing in the 80s and 90s, and that was just because they were popping up everywhere, and popping.
I just feel like someone has to break the cycle, man.
Oh no, 100%.
You know?
I feel you, man. 100%.
And that's why
you gotta start somewhere.
That's
You
why I
gotta start
love
somewhere.
like them schooly planets and the schooly group
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah,
Because it reminds me that a lot of people are like me, dude.
yeah,
That a lot
yeah.
of people are thinking the same thing. And I know, I always talked about since I was a kid, bro, buying an island and just bringing cool ass people that
Yeah,
have the same exact
100%, man.
mindset on that island. People like that, dude, just like, this is what you want to. And we just build something that becomes envious to people that live the other life, right?
Yeah, man.
Because you see all these people, right? You see people in New York, fucking condos, $1 million condos. They're watching YouTube videos of someone traveling the world in a bus, and they're envious, dude. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's something to that lifestyle, bro, that people understand. They're scared.
It's the freedom.
We're all scared.
You're not tethered to one spot. Like, I think it's crazy setting up permanent residence, man. Like, you just own this home somewhere and then you just stay there.
Yeah.
You just like I'm like, think about how far you travel from your original residence a day. You're within 10 miles of your
Where you're
residence,
fucking born.
Exactly. 10 miles of like, your initial
Uh-huh.
spot of where you start and end your day all the time, where you go home at. I mean, it's so crazy to me just to have you set up. I mean, like, yeah, eventually somewhere that you like, but you just grow up, you live in your hometown, you stay there, you stay in your house, you
Same
continue to live
time.
there. It's just so ridiculous.
Same time, I've been getting this selfish feeling of like, if I did have a child, then I feel like I'd have to buy a house. Like I got to start working on it. I don't want to. I've always said I just don't even want to do it. Like, I even think it'd be a better money decision for me. But I feel like if I do that, I make this commitment to Maryland. And I don't want to do that.
Yeah, because I mean, like, you sit there and you look at it, you're like a 30-year mortgage.
30. Yo, the best thing, that's what I tell people all the time, dude.
Crazy.
If you are going to go to RV route, you can transfer your RV payment to a mortgage.
Yeah.
And pay a 30-year RV. Now, I don't think anybody should go RV, but I'm just saying, if you do go that route, you can pay it in a mortgage.
Yeah. I mean, there's avenues, there's options, man.
But it's just crazy when you see how many school buses are out here, dude.
Yeah,
like,
people
bro, people are doing that. Vans, back of trucks, everything, dude. People are starting to live like on the go.
People, and that's what I'm saying. You see an increase of those types of people because, I mean, cities just keep getting denser and denser. I mean, people realize it, especially with the amount of information that's in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, the first fucking schooly couple on YouTube was probably the biggest fucking sensation ever. You know what I'm saying? Because people look at that with envy and inspires people to do that themselves. That's the beautiful thing about living in the generation that we do live in, is having that window and having this access to these types of inspirations. People back then used to travel miles to get to this library and then find this one inspirational book that they've never even heard of. But I have access to millions of them, millions of videos, millions of different things being done and accomplished by humans. And the ability for it to inspire me and and do things from there, is endless. But it's taking that and doing something with it.
It's a little bit of selfish. You got me thinking there's a little bit of selfish part to me, though, that like, it sucks because there is so much information out there. So it's like, there's a lot more competition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're like, if it was back in the day, like Wild Wild West, like, I feel like I could be one of the quickest guns in the West, And now it's like, well, anyone can look up proper gun slinging techniques, and figure out how to be just as quick as me.
That's what I like think about, like, all the time. Like, it's like people go out and like there'll be people of higher class in the Wild Wild West, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're nothing but a butcher's son." But as I'm looking at him, I'm just like, bro, like, my dad self-made butcher. Taught himself that from his dad. His dad taught him. He opened up a shop.
Dude, I don't know how to dissect anything. I don't know how to chop down anything.
No, fillet of fish, nothing like that.
If I killed something in the wild, I had to eat it. I had to cut it off with the fur or some shit, bro. I don't even get it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm supposed to eat and what I'm not. I don't know where to cut. I know nothing. Anyone with that skill, bro, I'm in love with you, dog. I want to be your best friend, bro. I know class. Let's teach each other something.
I know some general shit. I mean, that's what a reason I like hanging out with my friend Chris a lot, because he was outdoorsman, straight up.
I love it.
I
love that.
That's what it was. He's sidelined with knee injuries right now, though, which sucks.
That does suck, bro.
He's like 28 or 29, and he's dealing with fucking looking at reconstruction or some
Oh
shit,
my
like
God,
crazy
never.
shit.
I
'Cause
would
he has
never.
ACLs, knee problems from the jump, straight up. He's always been an athletic dude too, playing hockey and roller hockey and basketball and
I
shit.
don't
Just
think no
tearing his
one should
knees
get their
up,
knees done.
tearing his knees up, bro. I
Bionic
mean, yeah,
legs.
yeah, something. I'd be like, cut this bitch off.
Bionic leg.
Give me a one of those spring loaded.
I hate all of those replacement anything because they all have a shelf life, dude.
Yeah,
Like with hips, 10 years?
yeah,
Bro, if I'm 30 and I get a hip replacement, I'm getting 5 more.
yeah,
Like, what? That's insane.
man. Nah.
And then knees is like 7 years or something.
As I was saying, 100% thankful that I haven't blown out any knees, blown out my back, blew my shoulder out. Because you just like quit your shoulder, it's more likely to happen again. You know. So I'm glad I haven't
Yeah.
done any of those things.
I've always been able to fall good. I've always been a good faller.
I feel the
For
same
the most
way.
part.
Just like just don't do anything. Like I think about me falling on my bike. I hit my knee and I hit my elbow, and then like there's nothing else in my body. Just like
Yeah.
I took it there. I rolled it out, and I was good. It's like I don't know. You just
It happens.
bounce and tumble,
Yeah.
and you're good.
But I've seen some people fall where you're just like, you made it worse.
Yeah, I've seen some. Yeah, that's very true, man. I don't know.
Like Wayne Wolf, when he used to fall, it always looked like he made the accident worse. I'm like, if you just would have fell,
Well, it's like I don't know.
if
It's
you
like
just collapsed, it would have been good.
it's like he had some type of like thing where like he would just pick his knees would just buckle at any touch.
Well, even like
you
Nebby,
know?
he was super athletic, but like he didn't know how to fall neither.
Well, I think like David and Wolf, like Wayne Wolf especially, like yeah, maybe because they were big, but like you would throw them off balance, next their knees buckle. They just take it all on their knees. They're just like, they just pull their knees out real quick.
Some people just aren't very light on their feet too.
That's another thing. Like I wish I was light on my feet. I'm not light on my feet, bro. I'm heavy footed as a bitch.
Yeah,
I'm
too light.
I feel it. You're too light.
Yeah, that's why I'm always rolling on. I feel like I'm always like I'm right on. Like I walk basically on the front right of like the front my pinky knuckle basically. That's how I walk. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't the middle and the like if I'm walking, only the right side of my feet are touching the ground.
Yeah, you got crazy arch, huh?
Yeah, I've got a perfect arch. Like the arch is fine. I just don't sink the inside of my foot in, and like allows me to like stay on the like kind of like the balls of my toes.
Yeah.
But it only takes a little bit to roll that thing over.
Like, I'll be buying shoes and shit. I'll be like buying shoes. I'll be standing there. I'll be like, are my feet supposed to sit in these shoes like this all day?
Dude, they said shoes make your feet weaker, bro.
Oh yeah.
That cushion, there's not supposed to be a cushion on your shoe. And people think that fat cushion's good. That thing ain't good. That thing's bad. But they said if you do have a shoe, it shouldn't have a cushion at the like if it has it shouldn't have one of them big pumps at the bottom. You know what I mean?
Air bubble.
Yeah, where like you're sitting 2 inches off the ground. Like that's not good.
The shoes I have like that I've bought recently have just been like, they've been thicker soles. Like they haven't been close to the ground. But there's no air bubble in them. It's just like foam. Shouldn't even have that though. That's why I miss the old Crazy 8s Adidas. Like when they remade the ones from like the 80s and 90s and shit. I remember that
everybody copped them.
Well, because like there was no cushion in them at all. Like it was like literally like insole, outer sole, ground. And that's it. And you had
Converse.
You had a small insole. And that's all there was there. I love this shoe. It was a great shoe, just because of how you felt on the ground. You felt low to the ground. It's a huge thing. That's why I like. That's another reason why I liked a lot of Kobe shoes, because he didn't have a lot of that bullshit. It was just like, look, low top, shoe, some grip. So, later, when he got older, he started having more cushion in them. But like before then, they were just like straight up low to the ground.
The Kobe's.
Low to the ground. Well, the last pair of Kobe's I had, it was just sole. It was just a sole. It was all sole. It was the Kobe 8s, the low top sole. It had probably had like a little bit of like foam, like how basketball shoes soles are.
I always wanted to try those ones where it just wraps in your foot like a sock.
Yeah, always wanted those, man. Always wanted those.
They're tough, but a lot of people do them.
Yeah, they
have different versions.
I also changed like my idea on those, because like I remember like I was talking to my doctor, and there was like if you can, you want to like strengthen your tendons, instead of supporting up with braces, because then it weakens your tendons further. It's doing less work when you have that brace locked onto it and whatnot. So it's like you want to focus on strengthening them before you ever brace it up.
Why would you be bracing it?
Well, if you like say you roll your ankle, let's say you roll your ankles multiple times, and let's just say you have theoretically bad ankles, like Yeah, I mean, there's Steph Curry ankles where like, yeah, you probably need braces at that point. But a lot of people do shit like that, immediately lock a brace on it and do it forever. Like they'll roll their ankle once, be like, oh, I need an ankle brace for that.
You
You
think a
know,
shoe
and they
helps you
keep it
from
on.
rolling your ankle?
No, I'm talking about braces. I'm saying braces themselves. You don't ever want to use braces on your joints, like ankle braces or knee braces, if you don't have to. Like I said, there's
Yeah,
a
of course
point
not.
there's a
Yeah.
point where there's a have to, but people will fucking they'll roll their ankle. Next time they play ball, they got that ankle brace on. And they leave it on there. They're just like, oh yeah, because I always roll my right ankle, so I got that brace on just in case. You know, just like, nah, you
Huh.
don't want to do that, guy.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine
You're
that.
weakening your shit. People do it all the time, man. It's just like, no, you don't want to do that,
Dude, I told you, like,
there's a point where you need it, but I mean, you don't need
I
it.
told you, bro. I feel like my right ankle, I did the same exact pop, bro. I heard the same exact pop, fell on the same
Gross.
exact way 2 times, bro. The first time I was out for months, bro. And that second time, you seen. It was like 2 days, 3 days, dude.
Mm.
And I think it was mainly because not only did I do the right thing, but it had experienced
Yeah.
that before. You know,
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, this is bad, but I remember this.
Stretch it out, ice it, exercise it. Straight up, the best recovery for your fucking ligaments, man.
Yeah.
Your joints, all of that. If you do something to where you do swell it up, rest it, ice it, compress, and then elevation.
That's what I was thinking about them athletes nowadays. Like, no wonder
Stretch
they
it
can
out.
train so hard, bro, because they got
Yeah.
so much recovery.
And I mean, like, I don't,
Cryo,
yeah,
spa, massage therapy,
water shit, water
IV
treadmill,
bag,
water treadmill, shit like that,
IV bag,
nutritionists,
crazy,
food
dude.
made for them
People
on
are
the go.
crazy,
You know what I'm
dude.
saying? Like, it's just like,
Now
that's what
they're
I'm saying,
3D
like-
printing capsules that are like just meant for human bodies. Have you seen that? That's
the
big
what?
thing.
The what?
That's the big thing all the podcasts are advertising now. It's like, so it's this company that basically they take your blood work and they see like what you need, and then they 3D
yeah.
print basically an edible food for you and send it to you every week. It's pretty crazy, ain't it?
That's wild. It's like, see
Yeah.
what you need, and you're just like, here you go. That's so weird, bro.
Oh, your B6.
I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like
That's how I
you
always
can
am.
abuse that eventually. you
Dude,
know?
like
It's
even when
just-
Joe talks about like all the shit he takes every day, dude, and then you watch like the bodybuilders and shit, bro, they take way too many pills. I don't care what nobody says, bro. I'm not taking all them pills, dude. I'm not. Like
When-
if you listen to Joe, bro, he takes like at least 10 pills a day, dude. Like vitamin B12, a multivitamin, fish oil, alpha brain, like you know what I mean? Like it's like so many. If you ever watch like bodybuilder in the
that
day,
mushroom
like
stuff,
I
yeah.
watched Eddie Hall's, like the old powerlifting record
Yeah,
guy, dude.
yeah.
Yo, I swear to God, bro, he had like 32 pills that he took, bro. 32 pills.
That's what I'm saying. Just like your body does need that stuff, you should not be doing some shit like that. You know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
if anything, you need to figure out how to put that in like a liquid or a food or something. Yo, you could not just be swallowing pills of that. I don't care if it's plastic or if the solves or what the fuck it is. You could not be doing that, dude.
you got some
That's
expensive
horrible.
piss going on. You know what I'm saying? Because your body's
Huh.
not getting all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not.
Yeah, this ties me.
Because like like I remember I think it was someone on Joe's podcast they were talking about it. It's like you're when you directly eat vitamins like that, you're not able to absorb it the same way like you would if it was in food and breaking it down through a food substance.
They also sell a lot of other good things like the multivitamins actually aren't that good. These that same I know you're talking about. I forget who it was, but they also suggested that if you do take things, you should take it individually. So don't take a multivitamin with vitamin A, B, and C.
Yeah.
Take vitamin A, B, C. You know, and then a lot of people don't know this, but like after you take in a large amount of like any type of vitamin, you're supposed to eat. Like you're supposed to have a meal. That's ideally you
So you
take
get it with the food.
you get it with the food, and then your body breaks it, consumes more of it,
Yeah,
and
with
breaks
the
down
food.
more of it into you.
Mhm.
But it's crazy to me when like the one person like suggesting like 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. I'm just like 1,000. Like, how much do I need?
I don't think your body is all. I don't think I mean, like, can you get to a point where we have like the correct calculations and get you whatever you need at whatever point? Yeah. Do I think we're there now? Probably not. You know, I mean, like I don't think your body's meant to be like finely tuned like
Perfect,
that.
right?
You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
agree.
Like you're supposed to have
And if-
less vitamin D.
And
this
if
day,
so,
you know,
like
or
it's doing
more
something,
next
right?
day, you know?
Like that peak is going to eventually like how them bodybuilders are broken down at the end.
yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean?
natural for you to have those types of deficiencies, and then that other days you don't, other days you overconsume, Other days you underconsume more often than not. You know, and your body deals with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I bet they got big ass kidney stones, dude. Because kidney stones is an excess of anything in your body, and
I
I
feel like,
guarantee you
yeah,
that they get
probably.
like excess vitamins, excess minerals, whatever it is. They probably get kidney stones.
That shit, bro. I do not ever want to have one, bro.
Oh my
I
god, I
never
might get
had.
the surgery.
I never had one, but
Yeah.
man, do I not want them.
I seen someone piss them out. I mean, I didn't watch them, but I seen them, bro, and I heard them. You know, I'm like, God damn, dude. And they were small, bro. They were small, and he
They
was
get big
dude. He was dude. These things were so small, and he was screaming like a little girl, bro.
because they're
Grown man.
jagged, bro.
Grown man.
They're fucking jagged.
Did they cut your dick?
Yep. They cut you on the way out.
They cut the end of your dick. So
On
when
the
you
way
piss,
out.
the salt goes in your wounds.
Yeah, technically, yeah, through your urethra. It generally it's not not necessarily the worst sign for people blood or kidney stones. Because that's the whole thing. They don't come out like rocks and balls. They're jagged crystals. It's crystallized mineral. What happens to those? Like they literally become sharp, jagged fucking spike balls coming out your dick. And that's why they hurt so much because they're scraping you the whole way out.
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah, you ever seen kidney stone? They pull some kidney
I've
stone.
seen it. I thought that it was when you basically. I thought it was the fact that something big was coming down there. I didn't know it was cutting them up because that
They
would
do
last,
get big.
that would last for a long time, though.
Look at those, bro. Look how jagged that is. You know what I'm saying? That's cutting you the whole way out, bro. It's
That's
pretty much rocks.
crazy.
It's pretty much rocks coming down. Through your
Dude, that
dick.
one was so big, though.
Exactly, man. They get huge. I think they can be up to 4 times the size of your urethra or some shit like that, and you fucking pee that out or some crazy shit. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I know you can get a surgery and get them removed.
Yeah, because bro,
Some
some
of them you
people-
cannot piss them
some
out.
people fold. Imagine.
I wish you could tell how big they are, right? Where the doc could be like, look, it's about 20% big. It's like most people piss this one out. Most guys can take this
for
one.
any size. I'm sure.
I'd say you saved the $6 grand.
Hurts, bro. Like man, like that's like in someone's hand. You're looking at that.
How much
man,
would you
like,
pay though? You know what I mean? Like, say if it was this one, you would pay 10 grand.
Yeah, you might like that one. I'm pissing out. I'm pissing out that one.
Yeah,
right
you're
there.
pissed that
I'm
one
pissing
out,
that one
right?
out. That's nothing. That's not a big deal at all.
What about this one? What's that measuring?
That's like an
a
inch,
5/8.
bro. That's 5 to 6. 5 inch.
Yeah,
6
about
inch,
3/4,
is that
7/8. Yeah,
Yeah, that's huge.
that's crazy, dude.
I had surgery. Give me the fucking surgery. If that
Look
bitch
at
is,
it, dude.
that bitch is more than. Oh my god, man. That's what I'm saying. Look how jagged it is.
So
Cutting you out.
this kind of gets me into another thing I want to talk about. There was I've been watching the Lance Armstrong doc that they dropped.
doping.
Yeah. Well, it's not doping. It's about Lance, but yeah, it does involve doping.
Yeah.
But it's a
What-
lot of
What do
funny.
you think Lance think doping? You know?
Sucks you do, right?
Yeah, right.
Because you know what
Yeah.
you know what you used to think about? Cancer.
Champion. All right, cancer.
That's what it was,
I never
bro.
I never related cancer though.
Dude, everybody knew that
Tour
he
de
had
France.
testicular cancer.
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Everybody in the world knew that.
Yeah, but I knew.
You don't even-
I knew that, but I knew him as a
Dude.
Tour de France champion.
But what I'm
you
saying
know,
is people don't
fucking-
even remember the testicular cancer no more.
Yeah.
Think about this. If he wasn't known for cheating, he'd be a 7-time Tour de France American champion that
Yeah.
survived cancer.
Yeah, exactly.
It would be huge, dude. So let me explain some things to you that I learned, right? And explain to you that number one, doping has always been a thing in Tour de France. It's actually cool how they talked about things,
yeah.
right? Number one, they were explaining Tour de France and why is it popular. And the main reason it's popular is because it goes through towns. You know, like it's 20. So it's like when you said that 150
All around
miles,
France, yeah.
this is 2,500 miles, 21 stages.
Yep.
You know, so every day you got to go, but you go through people's towns and shit. So like they were saying, it's like the only sport that goes right at your front door, basically.
Yeah.
You know, and you
Yeah.
see it. So,
And it's a cultural tradition now.
so as it goes was basically, if you don't want to dope, then you can, but don't expect success. That's
No,
basically
not
how
at
it
all.
went,
Yep,
right?
Exactly.
One guy did a great job of breaking it down, the best that you possibly can to describe the performance enhanced.
I think yeah.
So it was basically,
I know what you're gonna say.
I don't know if you heard this, but
I'm waiting for it.
yeah, the first place of Tour de France to the last place is 2 hours,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
that's the gap. EPO is projected to give you a 10% increase, basically, in performance.
Okay.
Listen, I don't think you ever heard this.
I'm listening.
Yeah, so a 10% increase in performance. So if you think about, basically, you're talking about 20 days. I think it's like 200 hours of riding total, 10 hours a day, 200 hours riding total. And the difference of first and last place being 2 hours. Well, that's 1% of the basically that race, right?
Mhm.
And they're saying EPO is a 10% enhancement. You get what I'm saying there?
Huge.
Kind of. It's kind of, yeah.
Big enhancement.
If you're saying like basically if everyone's on an even playing field, right? The last place guy and the first guy is only 2 hours.
Yeah.
So that's 1% of 200, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So then 10%, you're thinking
Yeah.
like how far? Well, like the thing they always repeat is like when they did catch him and strip him, they had to go all the way to 17th place to find a winner.
It was more like 30th or some shit like that.
On this race,
Yeah.
it was 17.
Got you.
Yeah, but this is what I'm talking about. And so basically, he wins a bunch of shit. Like he's naturally gifted. Like I didn't really know that. I didn't understand that neither. Like Lance was already a natural beast on the bike, like highly touted, was blowing away veterans at a young age, was getting dubs. And basically drugs just went farther and farther. Well, there's this professional, famous fucking cyclist named Dr. Ferrari, they call him, but he's not a doctor, dude. So Lance starts losing some. So all these guys go to see him, basically. He's like the Icarus of cycling, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Lance is like, I did everything he said to the T, and like he said, anytime he would say anything like, should I eat this? Should I eat this? He said, all this is this Italian guy, he's like, all he would say is, Lance, it's all about red blood cells, and that's what EPO did basically is it's the same thing TJ Dillashaw took when he fought Cejudo. It allows you basically to get red blood cells faster into more red blood cells, which means your body can hold more oxygen, which means your stamina goes up, basically. Long story short. So he wins a bunch of them. Come to find out, they figure out people are doping. So it's really bad because in the beginning of his career, he's all on camera and everything. He's like, the dopers need to be caught. The cheaters need to be out of the game because he's not doping in the beginning.
Yeah.
And like 3 years into his career, he just shuts up.
Yeah.
Just stops talking about it, right? So he wins a couple. They ended up booking. They find out there's a super doping in here, right? So this is in like 1998. They find out, oh my God, everybody's doping basically. So they make all this shit illegal. Well, in 99, they're still don't test for EPO because it's the first time they're learning about this shit. So they're testing for like steroids, but they're not testing for EPO.
Right. Okay.
Which is the stamina steroid basically. And so in 1999, they made the race a tad bit easier. Like they did 20 stages and it was like 200 miles less. And it was projected that would be like, so that it would be easier on people not using the trucks. But all these people are still on EPO, dude. And they just smoked this race for like the fastest Tour de France time ever. And everybody's like, we're doing all this testing. How are they still running so fast? Basically the thing is, right? Tour de France started out with minors in England. It was just a thing for minors to do. They would just go fucking do this long ass fucking race out of nowhere. It was for a fundraiser.
Right.
It was made as a fundraiser and all the minors came and did it. And that's what it was for years, basically, just a fundraiser of like a hella far ride. From the beginning, people have always did drugs. Like that's what it was. Because at first it wasn't even a competition. You know what I mean? It's like fun.
Yeah, do it.
So these minors on the way, they'd be drinking, do some coke, bro. They'd be doing some opiate, like whatever. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what it always was. So then like later in the 50s, 60s, people are just drinking, doing coke, doing speed, meth, like all types of different shit. And then you just get better. Eventually you got these drugs, where it's like, we thought coke was doing it. I'm about to give you some shit basically. And Lance talks about it. He's like, I was a great rider, in the beginning.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's like once I took that, it's just like nothing you've never felt, like you just don't even understand how much it enhances. Like 10%, right, of your 100%. In anybody, that's a huge jump. It don't sound like much, right? But you're 10% stronger. That's huge.
Exactly, man.
Just than you were. You get what I'm saying? Like if I said, if right now you go and lift 100 pounds, right? And out of nowhere, I give you this drug and you can lift 110, right? Well, you really improved 20 pounds, really is what you did. But basically, your bench press went up. So now you're talking about, okay, well, what if you can do 300 pounds? Now you're talking about 30 more pounds. Now it's a big jump, like I'm lifting 30 more pounds than you. That's a big deal. Now, when cycling, you're not going to hit somewhere where it's like 500, 600. there's no limit on that. You get what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
the faster I want to go is the faster I go, and it's crazy
And you
watching these.
recover better for the next stage.
Exactly. It's crazy watching these cameras follow him, bro. He like I said, you forget about the nut cancer, but basically they had to remove the man's nut, so he comes back from cancer, gets back on the EPO and shit. Here's what I brought all this up for, though, is
Okay,
that the theory is,
I'm here for it.
the theory is that like EPO, right, is basically HGH, right? It's just kind of the same thing, human growth hormone. That's made to make everything in your body bigger. So theoretically, yes, it makes muscles bigger, but if you had something bad, it would make that bigger too. So when Lance got diagnosed, bro, he had stage 4 testicular cancer, dude. His entire lungs were raced with cancer tumors this fucking big, dude. He had a 10% chance of survival. People don't know that shit, Like Lance was supposed to die. He had a 10% chance.
And so you
So
think that that shit EPO?
I don't think that. That's
was
what
feeding-
everybody thinks.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they think that was feeding the cancer.
Yep. And even Lance said it's a possibility. He's still like, so he doesn't know, he's really not against EPO, but it's crazy hearing the story. He's like, for months, his testicles like they started getting a lump on them. And he said they were so fucking sore, bro. Like he couldn't get on the bike, touched it, and it would be like excruciating pain. And he did nothing, dude. He did nothing.
Just rode.
He wasn't riding, but at this point he's not riding. He's taking off, and because he's got like this sickness going on. So he pulls out for bronchitis is what he thinks it is. But really this cancer that he just been letting go forever is growing up to his lungs. So they start working on lungs, bro. It went to his head. So this man got brain surgery. He got chemotherapy. He had a 10% chance, and he survived, came back
and won.
and got dubs. With EPO, though. He got back on the EPO, got back on the shits. I just thought that would be crazy to have your balls that sore, dude.
Yeah.
To the point of like they hurt to touch. That's so
And
bad.
that's swollen, man.
And you got to get one removed,
they're
dude.
probably huge and inflamed. Like they're probably all red all over.
You got to
shit,
get
bro.
one removed.
Like,
And it sucks for me because I would still want to bust
You
one,
ever
bro.
seen that like cancerous breast tumor? Like you ever seen that?
Yeah.
I'm sure your balls look like that, bro.
That's horrible, bro.
Exactly,
So,
Whew.
but maybe he had it coming to him. They said he was a dick.
Well,
no,
regardless,
But
that's our
basically, he
strong
comes
champion.
it's more dubs, and I just finished part 1. I'm still on part
on the
2
EPO.
now.
Well, I mean, it's still
No,
feet.
It's
in
just
itself.
crazy to think about how much we can enhance bodies. Like we figured so much out, bro. We know what to give you to make your body get a 10% increase. Like that's crazy, dude.
You don't
You
got
imagine, dude, say if I had you on EPO cycles and you hit an adrenaline spot, your adrenaline's enhanced by like 10%, because you're already a physical better being. You know?
your blood
So
would
now
be
it's like you gotta try yours.
10% more, 10% more saturated.
Fucking
And you
Wolverine,
start going
dude.
off, bro.
Yeah, dude.
That's the thing. At some point, you'll be able to fucking just like it'll be like a NOS for humans.
Somebody's gotta.
Where you can just be like you're gonna be running off of pure adrenaline.
Well, that's like what speed is, right? Or that's what adrenaline is. Adrenaline's so weird. Like, what is adrenaline?
So the chemical in your
But
body,
they
bro.
shoot it in your heart.
Yep.
Dude, if I was about to storm like the beaches of Normandy, give me an adrenaline shot to the heart. Fuck it. I need everything I can. Give me something. Let me do something. You know what I mean?
Just damaging that bitch in there. You're just like, ah!
Yeah. Drugs in the battlefield make sense.
100%.
They do.
Adderall, all that, bro.
Adderall.
Speed,
Yeah, dude.
some coke. That
I
all
bet there
makes
is
sense.
people taking Adderall. There's Adderall
And
TikToks, ain't it?
even smoking some weed. Yeah.
Oh,
drinking,
for
all that shit,
sure,
bro.
dude.
You know?
Dude, I'm sure the army allows marijuana smoking, dude. They know, like, when somebody gets done fighting, you got to give them time.
Yeah.
You got to give them time, dude. Like,
I remember them talking about finding weed in Vietnam, when they were fucking, going through fields and just gathering that shit.
You remember
opium,
Afghanistan Kush?
Opium, all that shit, bro.
Afghan Kush, bro.
Yeah, just growing fields of that bitch, bro. That's what I'm saying. There's been plenty of movies where like servicemen do some shit to like bring some crazy shit home. I'm sure it happens all the time, man. Bring some of that Afghan Kush home.
That's always the thing, bro.
Bro,
Jocko has the best war voice of all time.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
he should be in a movie. He should be in a war movie, bro. Like he would play a great general or something.
a general. Dude, who could also narrate some shit.
I wouldn't want him
You
to play
know?
like a full role. I just want him to kind of talk. Yeah, narrate or something.
Yeah,
But when he talks, man, he got this one letter.
let me be the radio voice.
Yeah, I was watching his show the other day, and there's one letter he got where it was like the guy asked him, "Do you ever think about your fallen comrades and shit? And if so, when?" You know, and he was like, "It's weird, like that Jocko voice is I give it no justice."
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But the way he says, he's like, "I'm just out there when I'm on my board about to catch a wave." He's like, "I think about Timmy, and I think about Mike." It's like that shit was just fucking heartfelt, bro. Like when I heard that, it's just like. Because he really did, like, that guy really did take back Ramondi. Like, I'll send you the video of him talking about it, bro. It's fucking wild. Like, he's legit, dude. The shit he actually did go through, like, combat.
Yeah, I was listening
You know
to
what I'm saying?
I was listening to the dude Kyle Walker story the other day.
Because we were talking about how it's funny. Well, I was saying how it's funny how, like, somebody that's, like, in the reserves is a veteran. You get what I'm saying? Like, a veteran should be someone that's seen combat.
Yeah.
And personally, in my
Yeah,
opinion, I don't
right.
want to disrespect no one, but
If you're in the army, you're a veteran. You know,
in the army, you're a veteran, right? A veteran. But Jocko was, a lot of them people that are like that are like, "Oh, I was in the military." You know what I mean? But like, no, he was a legit veteran, dude.
Yeah. I remember.
Like,
Go ahead.
What a cool thing is, like, before that, the other guys talking about the place that Jocko took over, like another war veteran, and he's like, "Yeah, we heard stories about Ramadi." He's like, "That place was a fucking war zone." 5 different tribes fighting in the same exact area, same town. He's like, "We didn't think that motherfucker was ever coming back." And then years later, here comes Jocko's team. They're coming back into that same spot and taking that over.
Yeah.
And this is like this guy who was in the previous tours there, and it was like, we didn't think it was ever going to get that back, basically.
Yeah.
And you kind of get a different respect of like, okay, Jocko.
I remember the one thing Kyle Walker was talking about, he was saying, he was like,
that's the one that got hit by a grenade?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I remember one thing he was saying on this particular podcast, he was talking about
is it Kyle Walker? I thought it was Kyle Carpenter.
No, there's both. There's 2 of them. Kyle Carpenter. Then one of them was Kyle Walker. He got hit by a grenade. That also might be another guy.
I thought it was Kyle Carpenter. Okay.
But it's Kyle Walker. Yeah,
Okay.
this is definitely Kyle Walker.
Yeah, he's destroyed, right? He's got a messed up eye.
Yeah,
he's
this part of it's fine, but like over here, the arms and
you
shit.
can see he's got a fake eye, right? He's got a fake,
yeah, all that shit. Yeah. So he's in there talking. He was just talking about how he was talking about how they were like cowards and whatnot. And he was like, they just drew a little hole in the wall and then shoot through the rifle hole in the wall. You can't even see them. And then the one dude was another veteran. He was like, well, we did the same thing, bro. Yeah, we did the same things. He was like, well, we wear a uniform and you can identify us, but then they shoot through the hole in the wall, kill 2 Marines, and then walk out. Like, oh, blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And then he's talking about how
But he agreed with him too.
Yeah,
he said, "Yeah, exactly. You're right." That's why he's like, "Yeah, you're right," but.
Yeah,
we basically wear a uniform and
exactly. Yeah, we wear a uniform. We did.
So did you keep listening to that? I can't remember if it was in the same video or it was a separate one, but it was the same conversation when he talks about the guy that was a friend to all of them.
The little kid?
Yeah. So when he says that, basically he was a grenade magnet because he had already been hit by a grenade.
Yeah, he was hurt.
And the spot that the second grenade landed, he would have been.
He was already gone, but that was his camp.
Right. He would have. No, that was his station.
Yeah.
They landed on the station. So you heard the story about that?
Yeah. And
that was crazy, right?
Yeah. And did you just hear how I came full circle?
That's what I said. Yeah, they get him up to the wall, right?
Yeah,
and they tell him basically, blow yourself up or throw it.
Yeah, took that kid to the wall. Make a choice. It's just like, man, 11 years old, crazy,
that's insane, dude. Exactly, people don't understand that,
the
bro.
war, man. Like people have no idea.
And like he said, that's a perfect example, of like that little kid just wanted to be their friend, bro.
Yeah.
Did anything that they needed, whatever.
And then IEDs.
And then you see these other people. Oh, you're telling them about IEDs? Well, this is what we want. And it shows you the 2 different sides, like you were saying. Like you're never gonna get everybody to agree on something, but we gotta agree on peace, or else there's a problem. So.
Yeah, exactly. He was saying that, like, I remember he asked me, it was like, what was the general reception when you were visiting and going places? He was like, just like most people, it was mixed. You had people who liked you and loved that you came, people that hated you, people that didn't want you there. So, I mean, you had both of those going everywhere. But, you had some days that, they wanted you there and some they didn't, So that brings out the thing where, like, you don't know who's your enemy, who's your friend.
That's a shitty
You
time.
know?
Yeah.
You have no idea who's what's what.
Vietnam style.
You know?
Same problem in
Yeah.
Vietnam. You know, you're going through a village and you don't know. That's what I say. Like all these people are killing village. I bet it wasn't easy. Obviously, they had some problems. Like they did slaughter villages and shit. That's reported. That's known.
Yep.
But at the same time, dude, you're going through a town like we know our boy. You know that I talk about all the time. He was going through a town that wasn't supposed to be anybody in, dude. And a kid popped out, bro. And you're not thinking, does that kid have a weapon or not, dude? You're just thinking, target enemy, bro. So I'm sure going in through a fucking village with 150 people and you got 20 guys, I'm sure it is pretty fucking nerve-wracking to be like.
You fucking hear about Ramadi.
Exactly, exactly.
Fallujah and shit like that. You're just like.
That's why I like on Platoon. Like I like how they show like. Eventually, the soldiers just go crazy from just raiding so many villages, bro. They get to the point where like they really just don't even trust anyone. They just end up attacking people and hurting people and shit. There's like, and my enemies, and that's how everybody thinks though. Like they say that's how you get home. I've said it so many times.
100%, yeah.
I don't know nothing about war, bro, but every video I've ever watched, they always said that's how you get home. And if you listen to any winner, bro, that's how they all talk. If you listen to MJ, he's gonna tell you. I don't give a fuck if, he lives or dies. I'm coming for this title. Lance said it in the thing. He's like, there's 20 teams on the Tour de France. I was one of them. Them other 19, fuck them. I was like, okay, Lance. He's like, fuck them. I was going to take it. I was taking their place, basically. That reminds me about, there's actually, bro, let me explain something to you, Dad. The Tour de France is a little funny, bro. Right? So there's 20 teams, 9 people each team. Right? Now, here's the thing. Only one person of the 9 gets the dub.
Yep.
Right? So you're known as the team that won, but only one person actually got the dub. And you're supposed to preserve your lead. So these other 9 guys are actually just there to make sure Lance stays up front.
Yep.
And that's the same thing with all these teams. So it's like, that's just actually pretty weird, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Because I guess if they didn't do that, then people would like box him in, maybe knock him off.
Well, a lot of times it's pace riders where it's like, you have someone come up, they ride in front of you and maintain pace. They're fresher than you too, so they can generally get out ahead of you.
Right, make you want it.
Take the headwind, off you, give you a little bit of drafting, and then eventually, maybe also, clear away, maintain your lead, clear away for you to overtake, and then move on from there. You know.
So basically, with that Tour de France, like I was saying with the drug thing, like the thing is that no one's going to be able to do that without drugs. That's basically what they're saying. Like if you do it, it ain't going to be fun to watch. It's going to be a slow race.
Oh, it'd be tough, man. That's a tough-ass race.
They're saying impossible. Like if you finish that race with it's very difficult, dude. Like that's a grueling ass race.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 tours like that. There's a Tour de Spain, a Tour de France, and one other one. But the Tour de France is the only one like with the huge inclines that, man, bro.
Because they go down southwards like those mountains.
And you're talking about 10 hours a day, 20 days in a row. That's insane, dude.
Northeast and the south.
Imagine how good downhill feels. When you're going through that,
exactly.
You're like,
I remember there was one. I watched the video they were talking about, and they were like, there was I forgot what they call it, but it's this crazy ass mountain climb where it's like 3,000 kilometers of incline or some crazy shit like that, like something stupid, just ridiculous straight on incline. And I remember like they were doing test rides to see if it could actually be done, and then they were like, one person did it, and then they put it in the fucking race,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like somewhere in like 1950. It was like, all right, fuck it, we're just gonna put this in.
And so he did it. He passed it.
Yeah, it was just crazy.
I'd like to see that guy, right?
Yeah, right.
He's just like the first guy. Just like I fucking told you, Steve. I was getting to the time. Just like I fucking told you.
I'm just thinking of like how it is set up nowadays. If you did it back then, where like you got a guy that's like he's just on the side of the road. You're getting up to the top of your incline. He gives you some coke real quick in your face, and you're just like,
he shoots you in your heart with adrenaline,
just
dude.
like that, man. You just keep going on.
What I don't like is how they compare the records in that sport. Like you definitely cannot compare the records in certain sports, and I think that cycling is one of them because you're literally talking about like these miners that were on their like bicycles from the fucking like 40s and shit, dude. It's like
just fixed gear.
And then you see Lance who's going like 40 miles an hour. You don't even hear the sound of the bike. The bike is as thin as you could possibly can. He picks it up with fucking 2 fingers. He's got this helmet that's more for speed. He's in the perfect position. He's got a nutritionist. Yep. He's working out. You know what I mean? They got a warm up bike they're doing and shit that doesn't even move.
Yeah,
like,
they have a whole team. They have a whole team, bro.
Yeah, it's insane. Like when they try and do that, it's insane when they try and compare them. It's like that doesn't seem right, you know? Like when they try and say, like people try and break Evil Knievel's records. Bitch, Evil Knievel ain't even have shocks. Dude, they showed his bike, bro. He had basically no shocks, Steve.
Yeah.
Like he
Straight up like Harley.
the way that a lot of his crashes, like if you ever watched the montage on YouTube, a lot of his crashes, he lands the fucking trick. It just the bike, like it's just like
you can't handle it, bro.
Dude,
the bike's not made
you
for
watch it, dog, and you fuck. I actually think they did a sports science on this once, if I'm correct.
Yeah, you're right.
They show his spine when he landed on this bike, dude. Like the bike absorbed nothing, bro.
Yeah.
He basically was coming right up, and it would just fucking cork his goddamn spine.
That's
He had
the other
hella
thing,
back
like-
problems.
And that's the other thing. Like I think we also made better calculations for jumps like that because when it was back then, it was a long flat ramp and you would maintain your momentum straight. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then the ramp was also long and really flat incline. You know, it was a steady incline, so like there was nothing to really break it. You know,
Well,
what I'm saying?
that all comes from the shock, though, bro. Because I'm sure Evil, he did
The
enough.
ramps are better.
I'm sure Evil
designed
did
for it
enough
now.
jumps, right, where he was like, I should probably be going up higher. You
Yeah.
know, I'm sure he realized that. But he's on a fucking Harley that weighs 5,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, if I go 90 feet in the air, that's something I'm
Yeah,
not
no,
going to
yeah,
survive.
100%,
You know what I
100%,
mean?
yeah.
I got to just shoot this bitch fast as hell at this fucking height. And if I don't make it, I will survive, hopefully. You know,
Get that. But
that's
I
how
mean,
I'm
like,
thinking. Once
but,
they
like,
can take
ramps-
that.
ramps are built better also nowadays. You know,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
launch you and then to also get that.
No, but
momentum
you're
out the
absolutely
way.
right how he would just go straight out like that.
And then just straight down on it like that.
And then
there's
land,
nothing-
bam. Yeah. And
you know?
nowadays they go higher.
Yeah.
And come down because
Yeah.
they can absorb all that.
Plus, I mean, most of the cars nowadays,
Dude.
or the shit that they do with it, has crazy, ridiculous custom shocks for it.
yeah.
You know? So
Oh, yeah. It's crazy.
also helps,
Everything,
man.
dude. Like,
Also
think about the guy
helps.
that jumped off that building for Red Bull.
yeah.
His shit was super jacked with shocks, bro.
Exactly.
Crazy.
You know?
It probably couldn't even go that fast. Like, it probably didn't even have a top speed of a lot of things or something like that. It probably was just mainly based about shock.
Exactly.
You know, get it up there.
The one thing that I always thought was cool was like all the shit Danny Way did.
Oh,
when Danny Way
Danny's the
did-
man.
Danny Way did the shit over the fucking Great Wall of China stuff because you can't
Fuck
do
yeah.
much to a skateboard.
Dude, a couple of
You
them
know?
guys, bro, that just Dave Mira,
Yeah,
Bob Burquest. A lot of
yeah,
them guys, bro, that just went big.
Yeah.
Big, bro.
Bob went huge.
Bob
Burquest was
went
crazy.
Big, and he did shit when he was in the air,
He
dude.
hitting like fucking 20-foot rails
No,
and
the X
shit,
Games
bro.
used to be so cool, weren't they?
Yeah.
Like they used to
They're
actually
still
be
pretty
cool,
cool, man.
but they don't have the name value no more.
Nah.
Like just think about how we can name 3 skaters that were in X Games. You can't name that. We can name 4. I can name Sean, the guy that does the
Shaun
snowboarding
White.
too, Sean White, Tony Hawk, Bob Burquest, Danny Way. That's 4 skateboarders that were in X Games every year, right there. And on the bike, I know Mike,
There's Dave Mira,
Dave-
Mike Hoffman.
Mike Huffman, right?
Hoffman,
Dave
Hoffman.
Mira, right?
Yeah.
And that's probably about it. But still, that's more than I can name nowadays. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
it's a little bit more hype than it is
Yeah.
now. And they did
Nowhere near as hyped anymore, man.
It's also it's kind of the thing we're talking about though, where like we realized it's a lot safer. Like you knew when they were doing that shit, like when they crashed. Remember the one? I forget which one it is, but he just knocks himself out, dude. It's on the one when they started measuring the height thing. You know that one, dude?
I think so.
It was a huge fucking viral one, bro.
I'm sure,
he comes
yeah.
down and just lands all head, dude. Forget who it was. I want to say it was named Rare, but I can't remember. But those dudes used to go fucking big, bro, and they had
can go hard,
big fucking balls,
straight
man.
wood ramps and everything. Now they do that. weird-
All them guys had balls, bro. But I think Evil.
do that,
I think Evil had the biggest balls, dude.
They do that one ramp now that like absorbs your shock if you fall on it. It's real
Ah,
slippery.
yeah.
That black one.
I mean, I'm all for safety, but the fear part is kind of what does it, you know.
Well, and you banging that trick out, it's just like
Like when Evil was like, "I'm gonna shoot myself over the Grand Canyon." Back then, you're like, you ain't got the technology to shoot yourself across the canyon, dude.
it was like, yeah, dude.
And they found. Thank God he's fucking lived.
Yeah,
But he
I
only
mean,
went like a quarter way
You're
up.
not gonna make all of them. You know what I'm
They
saying?
gotta make a badass
that's-
movie about Evil Knievel.
that's
I've
part
never
of
really
the-
talked about it, but the more I'm thinking about it, like,
Netflix,
can you
get
name
on
someone?
it. Netflix,
Dude,
get
can you
on it.
name someone with a bigger balls, bro? Just to feel the weight of that thing. Like, I know you haven't rode that much, though, but like, when you're riding something, it's the weight that really catches you, Like, when you're on something light, like a 250 or something, you can kind of feel, I'm bigger than this thing. Like, I can kind of handle this.
Right.
Then you get on like a 450, bro, and you're like, oh my God, like I'm on something that's uncontrollable, you know? And you
Like
get
that big.
you get such a different respect of like Travis Pastrana driving up a fucking tree, like
Yeah.
to be able to control that much power, man. So then I imagine Evil Knievel being on something that's just abnormally fucking heavy and big, dude. And he just like hits this fucking
Launch this bitch in the air, bro.
time and
Well,
time
then,
again, dude.
yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a dude that probably did it 50 times.
Over so much shit.
Press 10. You know what I
Over
mean?
so
And
much
he just
shit.
shot it again.
Yep.
And liked it. It seemed like he liked it. Maybe that's towards the end.
He needs a good documentary done about him.
Yeah, dude.
He needs
He
like,
did a good doc on him.
he needs like a Last Dance.
He needs a good
style,
movie.
A good like Netflix.
Because I remember I knew they did a doc on because that's how I learned about the Grand Canyon thing.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a doc about him, but you need to be like a new one done. You know what I'm saying?
Who could play him?
Who could play him?
Brad Pitt.
I don't remember. I don't really remember much what he looks like.
White with long hair, from what I remember. Blonde.
Yeah. For some reason, I just always imagine him being older. An older guy. He wasn't young. I don't think he was
It's
young.
weird
at
how
all.
the dumbest shit smacks when you're a kid. There, you're like, it just making me think of Hellrider. It's like, think about how dumb it is. Like, Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
Right.
I
And
was
it's like
I was
Nicolas Cage is like this fucking Skullfire mask that's like on this fucking Harley whipping
Nicolas
a chain.
Cage.
And we're just like, fuck yeah. Everybody loved that movie, bro.
Well,
And it's horrible.
When you get older, you're like, man, Nicolas Cage did not do good in that one, man. Like,
Nick's the man. I don't know why, but like,
I like Nick. but
it's
he
weird
didn't
because it
do-
goes together, but like, I group Nick in the same thing as like Nickelback.
What's that?
Like, people just like hate on him, but like, he actually has bangers.
What's that one movie? Warlord or something? Or
Warlord.
Lord of War.
Lord of War.
Yeah.
Gone in 30 Seconds.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Weatherman.
I
Con
liked him.
Air.
I liked him in Kick Ass too. I thought I liked him in
Yeah,
Kick Ass.
yeah, that was
He
cool.
was Big Daddy.
Dude,
Remember?
even fucking the Declaration of Independence fucking movie. Bro.
Yeah,
It's-
National Treasure.
Yeah,
I
that
love
was
that
pretty
movie,
cool,
bro.
dude.
I like Nick Cage. He doesn't
Yeah.
do good at everything, but I mean, like,
He's just got a crazy spending habit. That's what they said about him, dude. Buys crazy art. Got like 13 houses. He actually owes money now. They said now he's just acting basically to pay debt. I think he still
Don't want
owns
that,
all
bro.
his shit. He
you
ain't
don't want that,
bankrupt,
man.
but like he ain't making the money.
You don't want that, man.
And bro, now he's just making like shitty movies on Netflix. How do
Yeah.
you make a comeback? How do you make a
Right.
comeback? Because it's like you kind of had your time.
You signed that Netflix deal, I guess.
I just think everybody has their wave. Where like at the time we viewed that as good acting, and now we view it as corny.
Well, I mean, also like those movies
God, that was
were
great.
those movies. Like I don't remember him for. His, that's the thing. I don't remember those movies for his acting. I remember them for being just cool movies. Gone in
Good
30
point.
seconds. You're just
Yeah.
stealing all these different fucking cars.
It's
Like,
like
you know
Bruce
what I'm saying?
Willis, right?
Big Daddy.
It's
You're
like-
just a superhero
Like,
fucking thing.
I think
You're like,
Bruce Willis is a trash actor. To be honest with you,
he has some cool movies though.
he
Yeah.
actually but think about even Sixth Sense. You seen it?
Yeah, I mean,
Think about it in that. Like, did he really need to do that much? He did good. He did great. He did great.
that was a weird movie for him to do though. You know what I'm saying?
He did great. He
Oh,
did
yeah.
fucking great. It's a
That
great.
was
That's one of the best movies ever, dude.
that was out of the box for him though.
Like if you
So
want
think about that.
I personally, if you ask me my favorite horror movie, I'd probably tell you something different. But if you want to ask me like what's the best horror movie of all time, I would tell you Sixth Sense.
Yeah, it was good.
Just because it is so fucking scary, bro. It's still
Yeah.
scary to a grown man. That's still scary,
yeah,
dude.
I don't like. I don't
That's
like the movie
still
for that
scary,
reason.
and it's a great plot.
Yep.
Old M
Yep.
Night Shyamalan's.
But that's the thing. Like that was not a
Dude.
Bruce Willis role. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I
at
think
the
about
time-
all of
at
that.
the time he was just like kind of like that action dude. You know, he was kind of a classic action dude.
It kind of
You know?
it imprinted it's imprinted in my mind the same way 13 Ghost is, where it's like I remember things so specific in that movie, bro. Where like I always remember where the kid comes up and he's like, "You want to see where my dad hides his gun?" He turns around, just that big ass fucking shotgun hole through his fucking head,
Mhm.
yo. Oh man, it still gives me chills, bro. But the weirdest one that will freak any fucking grown man out in that is how that fuck. Oh my god, it gives me chills talking about it. Dude. That is a good. That's a 10. I said it. That's a 10. That's the best horror movie of all time. It's done.
What? Sixth Sense?
Sixth Sense, bro.
Okay.
I just said it right
Okay.
there. Now that I'm really, because this shouldn't make me feel like this after all these years.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And the
Yeah,
fact that
yeah.
I feel like this, I think it's the best. Like how, like I had the same epiphany with South Park. I was like, the fact that I like this so much consistently, this could have nothing as bad to say about it.
It's
great.
hilarious. Yeah.
But the part with Sixth Sense, shit, where he's fucking the one night, bro, that bitch just comes underneath his fucking bed and tries to grab him, and he runs away. And the next night she's there again, bro, and she grabs him, and he like looks under there, and she's under there, and she just pushes that box out, bro. And he looks in that box, and it's a fucking videotape, dude. And he watches it, and then like Bruce Willis is like, we got to do the right thing, basically. So they go to the funeral for the fucking daughter, bro. And he goes up and gives the dad that fucking video, and he plays it at the fucking funeral service. And on it shows the mom coming in. She's got the food, chicken noodle soup, and she's like, "Time to eat up, honey." And the daughter placed the camera on her dresser, right there to like film it.
Mhm.
And she goes over there first, and you can see her like put a little bit of Ajax in there, bro. Which I wonder if Ajax paid for that advertisement, but it's Ajax or Pine Sol. That's what it is. It's Pine Sol, bro. He pours a little Pine Sol in there and like gives it to her, and she's like, she tasted it. She's like, "This tastes funny," and she's like, "Eat up. You're gonna be sick if you don't eat up." And she just kept getting sicker and sicker, and eventually died, bro. And everyone in the funeral service watches that, bro. And she's just like looking. He looks over at the mom, just like, that shit was fucking deep, bro, for a kid to watch, dog. Like I remember all of that, dude. I just replayed it. Like it's so clear in my head. Because the weirdest part is, it shouldn't be a spoiler alert. I'm sorry, but this is what it is. To anybody that's listening, the weirdest part is when you think about, dude, he goes there not with his parents, bro. He goes there with Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is a ghost that no one sees.
Yeah.
So he goes there by himself, dude, to this funeral service with a video of the mom killing the daughter, dude.
Yeah.
Some shit.
Yeah.
Some fucked up shit.
Yeah, that's the whole thing that I thought was kind of funny. Was like, I think it's hilarious. Is like when I watch Always Sunny, the part where he's like, "Oh yeah, the twist was that Bruce Willis was the janitor." It's like, it always makes you geek. You know what I'm saying?
Funny.
It always makes you geek just because of that, for that very reason.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, fuck yeah, man. Yeah, bro. I don't remember that vividly, but I just remember like,
dude,
I remember not ever wanting to watch it again. Because I just remember I never liked those type of movies anyway.
I've showed you consistently that just certain things will imprint into this brain, bro. I remember every time they showed a dead body in that movie, dude.
Trauma.
The other, yeah, like literally. The other time is when they're walking through the school.
Trauma,
they look
bro.
down the hallway, and once again, it's just him. That's what you don't get. Is you think this guy's walking around with Bruce talking all the time, but it's really just this kid by himself dealing with this shit by himself. And Bruce is helping him, but really that's the problem too. Bruce is the problem that he's trying to solve. That's the fucked up part. The kid's fucked up. The kid's fucked up watching this, bro. Okay? So they walk by the hallway, and there's just 3 fucking Native Americans hanging, dude.
Traumatized.
And he starts crying, and he already knows about the ghost at this point. He's like, "You see something?" He's like, "Yeah." And come to find out it was an old Indian burial ground that the Wild Wild West like invaded and like hung the Indians there and shit. And he's seen that. And then like I just remember them all, bro. The scariest one to me. There's another time he gets locked in a closet and like a demon attacks him, but you don't see really what happens. So you just hear screams and shit. It didn't do much for me. But the other time, dude, is when he's fucking at night, dude. He's so scared of his room. He goes down into the kitchen where he has a tent put up. And he's just down there with his flashlight playing with his shit, dude. And you just see that fucking shadow, bro, through that tent, dude. And he goes out there and then, like, he don't see nothing. And he comes out the flashlight and he's, like, looking down, bro. And all of a sudden, like, he just starts coming fucking down. Like, this woman just started coming down and, like, he fucking zips up the tent. She's on the outside of the tent, dude. That shit was fucking horrible, dude. That shit was so horrible, man.
Traumatizing, bro.
Even at the end, bro, when he's, like, talking to her about,
you
like,
were traumatized.
Ghost, he drops that. I remember this movie so vividly, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a great movie,
That's
too.
how scary it was.
Very scary. At the end, when he's talking to his mom, and he's like, "Grandma, I want you to know that you're doing good, and she's proud of you, and she loves you." And then she says like something personal that only she would basically know. And she starts crying. And like at that part, they're sitting in traffic. And at that part, like you just see this rollerblader come by with this fucking half his head missing. And like that's basically what traffic was held up for, is that person died up there, and like he's seen the ghost come down there. You're just like, and that's the end of the movie.
Rest of his life.
And this is after. They just played that movie so great. Like that is just such a great movie. But the more that I think about it, like I think because like how like you don't there's clear signs that Bruce is a fucking ghost and you don't get it. Like he goes out to eat with his wife, but he thinks his wife's mad at him. So the whole time because he forgot her anniversary. So the whole time they're sitting down, he's talking to her, but really she's having dinner by herself. Her husband's dead, but he's talking to her and she's not answering. He's like, "You're gonna ignore me the whole dinner," and like the way he does it and the way she ignores him is like real. But
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
he's at dinner by himself, dude. At the end, when he
The way it paints it.
at the end when he realizes that he's dead, bro, I'm just like, that's the sickest feeling ever. If that's true, dude. Like, especially if you die young, like how he was. Like, imagine you died right now, bro, and like you had to go see Bray, or me and Kay living, like, and be there. Like, that ain't no guardian angel shit, bro. That's some torment shit.
Like I die, you keep doing a podcast. I come sit down, and I just like I keep trying to talk. And I was like, why does he keep talking over me?
Oh my
you just do your
God,
thing,
bro.
you do anything,
No, I'm just like, and at the end, this is at the end of your whole movie, though. Like you've been going on, wondering what's going on all day, and at the end, I'm just like, it feels weird without Steve.
Yeah.
You're just like, that's when you start realizing
Yeah.
it. That'd be so horrible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, bro.
That'd be
Oh my
so
God.
horrible, bro. How much would
Especially if it was painted like that.
How much would it change people's life just to be able to see that, like to pretend? Like I don't know if you remember, but like kind of like in Ghost Girlfriend Past, not the best movie to use, but like how he like stops his life and basically he pretends that he died. He tells him that he died and he takes him through like all of the things he did wrong in his life and shit. And like, he died young. So like he's just super regretful. He's like, I just want another, he's not really dead, but he's like, I just want another chance, kind of like that. Like if you can have that moment of like just get reminded, like, what if you died right now? You would think about all these things you had wrong, because your life is flashing before your eyes, and you're thinking about just all these things you did wrong and shit, and how young you are, and how much you actually want to live,
Right.
how you want to go travel and see the world, and like how much that would refire you.
Yeah, it would change people immensely if they could have something like that.
It used to kind of bother me a
Your
little
death
bit.
changes a lot of people.
It used to bother me a little bit how actually with Karen, how I used to talk about it, but I mean, I'm not sure if I told you the story before, but like when I cut my leg open when I was a kid, I was breaking into a school, fucking put my foot through a glass basically, and fucking cut myself up. Long story short, and I remember, I hopped down off of this building. And like I'm losing so much blood, bro. Like this is a gash, dude. This thing's squirting.
You were split.
Yeah, bro. I was split, bro. This thing is gashing out blood. And I got like my boy wrapped his towel around it, and he just like, "What do you want me to do?" And I'm like, "I guess run for help." Like I don't really know what else to say, I'm like, because at this point, like I'm just realizing how much blood I'm losing so quick, and I'm like, fuck, like I just jumped off of this building with glass in my leg and shit too, and I'm just like my body's just like, I can feel my body's in a weird state, dude.
Yeah.
I could feel it, bro.
Yeah, adrenaline going too, and your heart was racing.
Yeah. I think I was more in shock than
Shock,
adrenaline. My adrenaline really
shock,
wasn't racing.
yeah, better.
I wasn't feeling the pain.
That's better. Shock.
If adrenaline probably would have kept me going longer. But
shock. Yeah, you're right.
So like I told him just run, and he just takes off, and my house wasn't far, but like I could just feel, bro, that like my body was like wilted, dude. So like I remember I was there with Justin and Justin Smith, and like we start walking from Patterson to like towards the way out, and I'm just moving so slow, losing so much blood, trying to hold it, and like it just like it's like my brain told me, bro, we're not gonna make it to that fence. Like that. It was very weird, bro. It was a very weird moment. And I just looked at Justin. I remember like I was like, bro, tell my nephew. I only had Lewis at the time.
Yeah.
I said, tell my nephew I love him. And I was fucking just like at the time I just fucking sat. I was like going to sit down and I collapsed on the way, bro. Like just blacked out, dude. Like my head hit the ground. Like I blacked out. And I remember, it was nothing like what people say, dude. It was just all black. And I was right here standing, like in my head, I'm just standing in all blackness. And like 25 yards away from me is also me staring back at myself. And we're just like 25 yards away, like just looking at each other. Neither one of us saying nothing. Well, me saying nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then just looking and looking. It felt like I was in this trance for like 10 minutes basically.
Unconscious, yeah.
Of us just kind of staring. It's like, it was weird. It was like, like I was kind of my body was still there, but like my eyes didn't work, like I lost too much blood from my body to like use my senses and
Yeah.
shit anymore. And like
You passed out
I
from blood
never
loss.
really I always wanted to talk to people that like maybe might have more professionalism in like that type of thing because I always just wonder like what that was. So basically, we just looked at each other, which felt like 10 minutes, but it probably was like 2 or 3 basically. And I'm just on this ground, dude, bleeding out, bro. And next thing you know, bro, just like looks at me and just kind of like gives me a soft smile, like the lightest smile ever. And like I can see like his facial expression change. And as soon as that happens, dog, I just come out of it, bro. And my fucking eyes open up and Justin Smith's over top of me crying. And like I got like a second wind under me, dude. It was like my adrenaline then kicked in. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I got up, and at this point, bro, there's just blood everywhere. I'm fucking losing blood like crazy. So like I'm trying to just get into sight of the ambulance in time. Because I'm thinking like, well, if I'm all the way down here, it could take forever for them to get me up down here and up
Right.
there.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get to the fucking fence. And I remember like I hit that fence, and as I hit it, I see my mom's boyfriend coming down the hill, and I fucking fainted again, bro. Like it was like it was like my body accepted that someone was coming to get us.
Yeah.
So I stopped because I knew Justin couldn't carry me. He was
Right.
too
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
He was trying to like help me, but it was just too little.
Yeah.
So like as soon as that happened, bro, I just fainted again, yo. And then like nothing. I had nothing. It was just blackness basically. And it felt like probably 5 minutes, but this was really like 30 seconds. I come back and I'm on the back of his fucking back like this, basically, like jerking everywhere. And he just throws me onto a fucking stretcher.
Yeah.
And they just fucking start wrapping up my leg and shit like so damn tight, bro. They just throw me in the back of this ambulance and like I don't even remember the ambulance ride,
Seriously,
dude.
you told me a story, but you never told me the extent of it.
Yeah,
You're,
bro. Like,
blacking out and shit.
I was like on the verge of dying.
Blood loss.
Dude, they said I was like a pint and a half from like not coming back, bro. Like, I didn't cut the artery, but I chipped it. So like
Yeah.
it was squirting out the side, but it
Ah, yeah,
only had a
see.
little bit to squirt out.
Yeah.
When I first cut this thing, like when I pulled my leg out of that glass, bro, I didn't even know. I started walking away, and my friend was like, "What the fuck?" I looked down, bro. There was a piece of glass this fucking big in my leg, and the
Yeah.
blood was squirting out like this
Yeah.
over top and
You never told me
underneath of
that.
this
Yeah.
glass. Yeah. So then like I jumped down, and like by the time that I came to from that walk, it was out. It wasn't in my leg no more when I looked. Like at this point, it was just leaking out. Like it's crazy watching an artery pump, bro, because every heartbeat you see
More
this
blood
splat. Like
coming out.
you can
Yeah.
feel it with your heartbeat, dude.
Yeah.
And like that's why like it was that's why I
Chills.
think my body was really in sync of like
Chills.
how low on blood we were because like I was watching how much blood was coming out. Like I could visibly see it,
But your body was making unconscious decisions at that moment.
Yeah, bro.
You know?
Like even that fucking that roof is like 12 feet high, dude. I jumped off of that with that grass in my foot, bro, and landed on my legs, yo.
And we're fine.
And it just didn't feel a thing. Probably fucked me all up. I just didn't even. It probably made the cut worse, yo. But I just didn't even know, bro. Like I just couldn't believe. You know what I mean? Like, I could tell
that was.
right away. You look at a wound and you go, oh, like I can look at this and I go, oh, nothing. You look at that and I knew. Like, oh, this is it was like my brain had just made all these decisions and these check marks. Like my brain was just like, this is the worst injury we ever sustained.
You were fucked up.
And I was fucked, bro. And like I said, from there to the time I got on that ambulance show, I was in and out twice, bro. When I got on the ambulance, I don't remember nothing getting there. I don't remember getting stitched up. I don't remember a single
You just
thing,
woke up
dude.
and you were good.
Bro, I was just the whole time I was just in and out, yo. I had to get blood, bro. I had no blood in me, dude.
That blood transfusion.
Dude, I forget the exact amount it was. It's something like your body has eight pints of blood. If you lose 4, you die. I lost a pint and a half. So like in another pint and a half, basically, I was going to be on the point of like right there, I'm dying basically. It was like, basically the only good thing was I was so close to Bayview.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because literally all they had to do was come right through there and get to me. So that was the best part. They got to me so quick. I didn't have to wait or nothing. Because this thing was just like, even if I wrapped this up perfect, dude, this thing was squirting out blood. Like,
well, that and it's always best to call ambulance because they'll stabilize you. They'll get you under control. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember I had a couple recent run-ins where like I was getting my grandmother. I was like we're getting ready to go to the ER. We're walking out the door. Next thing you know, she has like a fucking crazy shooting chest pain through her heart, through her chest. And at that point, I'm like, all right, I called the ambulance immediately. It wasn't an ER trip. It was just like, ambulance, And she's like, no, I'll get in the car. We'll get there faster. I'm like, well, the ambulance
Can handle
gets
you.
gets
then.
you will get you stable, or will get you, in a good
Yeah.
position if it needed be. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, if
And
this
you're
is
not
the
fucking
case.
baby neither.
No, exactly. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I'm like, ambulance, they'll get you stabilized. Then you'll go to the hospital, then they'll take care of you from there. But the ambulance is simply there just to get you stabilized and get you going. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're alive, pretty much,
So with that right there, it was very weird for me because I feel like my near death experience came so early in life. Like I got it so early. I feel like that's kind of what made me me. Is like that really gave me a fire of like, first of all, I stopped doing dumb shit. Like I stopped just being dumb, period, and hanging with that crowd. Of like, why am I even out here doing these fucking things? Like they did all the right things and they definitely fucking saved my life. I thank them both. But like, I'm just like, why am I even out here doing this with dumbasses? Like, I got so much, I love life so much. Like, I can't believe I came this close to dying on something so stupid.
Exactly.
And I just always remember Karen telling me, like, I wish I had a near death experience like you. He would always say that. And for me, it was kind of offensive. Like I get what he's saying. You know what I mean? Like how everybody might find, like I was saying, it's like you're gonna find that kind of re-want for life. But it was just always kind of offensive how he said it. Like, it's like, I wish I was just like, bro, trust me.
Why would you want
dude,
that?
Listen, bro, you do not want what happened to me to happen, bro. Like that shit was horrible. Like, thank God I don't have any damage or nothing like that. Like, I have some nerve damage. Like, if I run my finger right around it, I can feel nerves shoot down here. But like, that's the best you can ask for.
Exactly.
With a cut like that.
You get anything crazy severed or nothing,
Just me being dumb, I got it infected. And that was like super painful than to pop a bubble and shit. I got a nice little scar. But like, yeah, dude, I had a
nasty, bro.
I swam in a fucking public pool. Just as a kid, I couldn't say no. Bro, I played tag on crutches, yo. How'd you go seek tag, bro? Like, I just couldn't say no.
Exactly. You were just out there.
I had to go out there.
You were out there.
So I jumped in a public pool with a fucking stitches and like it got infected. It ended up being a long process of healing. But
yeah, you definitely prolonged it with that infection, bro.
Oh, for sure.
Nasty.
Yeah. So for me, it wasn't like because people say like a near-death experience kind of like it's a midlife crisis. Like for me, it wasn't like that. It just kind of like checked me. It kind of was like, bro,
you could die.
Don't you like doing this?
You can die.
Yeah.
You can fucking die.
And it was so dumb because like, like I think I told you, but the guy kicked out one window and it was plastic. It was a plastic piece of poly. So I thought they were all plastic, dude. And my dumbass just goes to kick out the one next to it and it's fucking glass, bro. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's like the stupidest shit ever. Like, I am not that dumb. You know what I mean? Like, I consider myself a smart person. It's the dumbest shit I ever did.
Yeah, no,
it's so dumb.
That shit, bro.
Not even thinking, nah.
Almost cost you life.
Almost cost me my life, bro. I was going to die in the back of the weird thing is, yo, Patterson never had one word about that, dude. This was all cleaned up, bro. Like I've went up on that roof again before, and I've seen the like blood spots. You can find spots where you definitely know because there was so much blood. But like they cleaned up most of it, yo. It was never in a paper. You know what I mean? It never was nothing, dude.
Bro,
But
almost dies.
I never got questioned. You know what I mean? Like a cop never questioned me. I remember I jumped off of there because I was just so scared to get in trouble, bro. I didn't want to get caught breaking into a school. So I remember at first I was telling everybody, I'm like, yeah, we was playing tag. I slipped and landed on a bottle that busted and it cut me. Just because I didn't want to tell people I was breaking into the school.
Yeah.
Even when Rick ran, like when he was right, I'm like, tell her what I cut myself. I wasn't breaking into school, Like I was like, I didn't want to get us in trouble, man.
Exactly. You didn't want to do anything. Yeah.
Exactly. So I ended up doing all this other dumb shit that probably made my injury even worse, instead of just being like, I just always have
you don't know as a kid.
I always have this, but like I feel like a lot of kids would have just been like, call my mom, Like I don't have that in me. To me, it's like I think we could still figure this out. Like I don't think we can stitch this up.
Yeah, there's always that point you reach where you got to tap out, man.
And that's what it was. Oh, dude,
as a little kid.
Once I landed down, bro, and my body, like I said, like my body, like it was a very weird moment. It was like my brain.
You knew
my brain was not working with my self-conscious. My self-conscious was itself, and my brain was just making the smart decisions. My self-conscious was trying to activate adrenaline. And my brain told my self-conscious, we're severely injured, and we're not going to make it to that fence. Like, it was like a weird, like my body just knew. And like right away, I'm like, I think that's where like I just did what you see in the movies, yo. Where I think you're supposed to say your last goodbyes.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? That's the only reason.
That's what you did.
That's
Yeah.
the only reason I did. I was like, just tell my nephew I love him, bro. I just fucking fainted right away. You know, like it was like the last thing my body had, dude. I
So
just
never
come
had
back.
anything like
I
that,
come
man.
back, and then I get up. But that's what I'm saying. It was always so weird. That's why I would like for someone to like try and maybe explain to me what happened there with me
Yeah.
just viewing myself there.
Yeah.
But out of nowhere, I get this second win. So I don't even know what was happening. Maybe Justin spanked me or something. But like when
Yeah.
I remember I woke up, he's just crying so bad. I just get up, yo, like the Undertaker, bro. I'm just looking at that. I look at that fence like right away. I just look at that fence. I'm like, get to the fence, because that was my original objective. Like I remember, get to the fence. You know, I just get up, walk like a zombie, see this guy faint again, bro. My body's just like, you did all you could, kid.
See, I haven't made it like that. I mean, I remember faint things. Like I remember, like there was a period where I was in the hospital. Like I had like these like spinal cysts or some shit on my spine. Something crazy like that.
Told
bro.
me something about this before.
Something crazy like that, bro. Because I remember
That's
just
crazy.
I remember being extremely like the last thing I remember being extremely sick. Like I remember I'm laying at home in bed. I have crazy fever. I'm sweating.
What age is this?
I want to say probably like third, fourth grade. Yeah, probably like third grade. Yeah, I
Really?
think so. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. It's tough to remember the exact time point.
Uh-huh.
But I remember the point of feeling sick when I was sick, before I knew all this was going on. And I remember just having crazy fever. Like you were hot. You felt hot. Like
Throwing
you're
up?
hot. Throwing up to the point.
Shits.
Throwing up to the point. No shits, but throwing up to the point where like you couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe. I remember there was one day I'm just sitting over the trash can throwing up continuously. Next thing I know, my body just drops because I could not take one breath in. I remember I'm just like
Just fainted. That's crazy.
I was sitting there. I'm just like fucking, just like, oh my god.
So they take you to the
And
hospital and they said you got
then-
spinal?
I had at first I had a stomach virus, so they kept sending me home with some everyday shit to
Didn't
fix
work.
me. No, so I remember being brought back, and I remember being admitted and being checked
Did
out.
your back hurt?
No, there was no back pain.
So it was just you were sick.
But once they identified the shit that was going on, like I remember like a lot of like the shots and shit I got in my back were fucking crazy painful, bro.
Long-ass
Like, I'm pretty
needles and
sure
shit?
I'm pretty sure I had a spinal tap before. Like, they get the fluid, so you can check the fluid in the spine and shit. Because I remember there was one day, I'll never forget it. I'm in my bed. I don't know what was going on. I'm on my side, and next thing I know, I just fucking just burning, shooting all through my fucking back, bro. It's crazy, you just feel the heat. And just pure pain. It was ridiculous. I remember screaming.
I don't even know what those are. Those just bulges on your disc?
Yeah, I mean, from my understanding, just being like young and like not even like knowing what the fuck happened. I remember just going home and just being happy I was home and good.
So they gave you a bunch of shots and you were good from there?
Well, I mean, yeah, pretty much. They had to
Never happened
pretty
again.
much go in and like directly. Yeah, I don't think it was like cancer or anything. I think
Yeah,
it was like some type of like cyst.
Yeah,
I just remember these injections, just going into my back and like either neutralizer or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't fully understand it.
That's crazy.
But I just remember I remember another one thing I remember.
Worst pain you ever felt?
Well, I mean, like I don't remember the pain.
Okay.
I just remember my reaction to it. Like I remember one night, and I won't forget it because I remember I'm just laying there. I just remember I was asleep, and next thing I just remember being like, just being like paralyzed with pain, pretty much. You're just like I'm like sleeping. Next thing I'm just like I'm like so tense. I'm just like
Wolverine when he's getting the metal.
Yeah, I just remember doing that, and it's like I remember it being dark, and I remember being rushed in, and then next, probably passed out from the pain or some shit. I don't fucking remember. It's so faint. Like I remember little things from that.
Funny you brought that one up though. Yeah, it reminds me of like they were interrogating this 17-year-old bro, trying to basically get him to convince to a murder he didn't do. Is what it sounds like. He might have did it, right? Because there's always that debate. But they gave him a spinal tap, bro, with no anesthesia. And they said he was like in this jail, bro, in excruciating pain,
It's crazy. What?
And that makes me think of one other thing, which is something that it's funny because it's something that I knew, but I kind of did just brush it off, bro. I was reminded by a meme, picture, shared the other day.
Okay.
Sandra Bland, her mugshot was taken when she was dead. That was proven, bro.
I don't think it was ever proven.
Yo, that was proven, bro.
Was that proven?
Steve, that was proven. For what I remember, I have to do my correct research. From what I remember, Steve, that was proven, dude.
I remember it always been an accusation, but never being proven.
Well, I remember like the main thing they showed was, but I believe the research showed, right? The main thing that they have is that if you look at all the other mugshots took in there, they all have the same background. But on her mugshot, it's the same background as the floor, bro.
I have no idea, man.
Just think about that.
I remember them saying that, but I don't remember it ever being like proven. You know, that's all.
That gives me chills saying.
Oh,
it,
that's horrifying if that's true.
And
bro.
her eyes are open, bro. And she's
just dead, bro. Yeah,
like she's fucking gonna visit me, bro. Like,
yeah,
shit gave me a little bit teary eyed, bro. Like that shit was weird.
I remember when I was reading that and looking at the photo and just being fucking terrified, bro. Just feeling like that crazy sense of horror.
See, gets about
just if you want, I can pull it up real quick on the thing and we read it. You know, look at the camera.
Okay. Let's see what you got.
Yeah.
Does it say was it ever proven? Because I believe that's what was proven. Maybe it is just suspected.
Shows her. So yeah. Yeah. So let's see this. Releases Sandra Bland jail footage to debunk mugshot rumors. Yes, I just remember something like this, you know.
Maybe I'm just saying. I mean, for the last 3 casts, I've been telling you about how much fucking PlayStation's lies.
Oh yeah, I know exactly.
A swarm of lies, right?
I get it.
So they say that they killed her right when they did the traffic stop, right? Isn't that what was said? She was dead before she even got to the place, right?
I remember
thought
them
that's what
saying,
it was.
you know, something happening at the prison where she died. You know, where she was in custody and she had died there, and then they took the mugshot after her death. You know,
some of those are so creepy, bro. There's a good one that crime junkie just did on Baltimore guy. Yo, he died at the Belvedere. I never knew about it, bro, but it's very suspicious, Steve.
Well, I have to listen to him. Man,
it's some crazy weird shit, bro.
Belvedere, bro.
Yeah, and they have no like clues or anything, bro. One of those famous times where every camera's working except for the roof one, bro.
And he's oh man.
The weirdest thing about that guy is like at the end, bro, I'm not even gonna tell you about the whole story, but just at the end, bro, like they find a note on the back of his computer. It's written like how Freemasons or like jail people write, very fucking small. And then it's like a cryptic tweet, dude. Like not tweet, but like a cryptic message basically that like people still to this day are like still trying to decipher it, dude. And it's like, it's very fucking weird. It has a lot of Freemason sayings in it, but it says a lot of weird shit like eternal life is opportunity or some shit like that. And he writes about like, God, it gives me chills talking about all this weird shit all the time. But he talks about like making himself 5 years younger, bro. And like shit, like crazy shit, dude. People are crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
people are wild, bro.
People are scary.
If you want to watch one that has always frightened me, there's this one. It's about this Asian tourist. You know, she's a woman, obviously, and she's staying in this hotel. Well, she ends up disappearing. They don't know where she went at all. And a couple months go by. Next thing you know, people are, you know, complaining about something going on with the water being funny. So they go up and check it out. They find her body in the water tower on top of the building in this California hotel. And then they're trying to figure out what happened. So
she's in the water tank.
Yeah.
Right.
Her decomposing body was in the water.
And you can't even get into it, right? Isn't that what it was? Like you couldn't.
Exactly.
There's only one way or some crazy shit.
Some shit like that. Yeah, some crazy shit like that.
Right.
And I remember they have all the footage of her final moments where she looks like she's being chased and shit.
Right.
Around the hotel.
But you don't see no one. You never see no one.
It's never solved.
I've seen that video broken down. I've seen someone try to pick apart things where it's like you can kind of see a shadow here. Someone might be. I hate those ones, bro.
So creepy,
where
bro.
They're running like that. But just real quick, just look up Sandra Bland's mugshot, bro. Because it don't get out of your mind. Like once you see it, and you think like, what if she was dead? Go to the images.
Yeah.
Just click on it, Steve.
That one makes you scared.
Click on this one, Steve. Just click on it. Think about that as a dead person, Steve.
I know. It's always terrified me, man.
Bro, is that not the scariest thing you ever seen in your life, Steve? Dude, I think I've had fucking nightmares tonight fucking down here, bro. I got my eyes all watery. I'm not even like emotional. I'm just like, it's just scary to think like,
bro,
how far, you know, some shit goes on, bro.
I remember there was one day, you know, we were down here and there was this crazy ass wind chill that came through here, man. I remember I was just like, "What the fuck was that?"
What
I don't,
we
think, I don't think
activated?
you ever felt that, but I remember it was one. It was just like, it was so quick and so cold. I was just like, "What the fuck was that?" But I remember never saying anything. But I remember just being like, "What the fuck?"
God, bro, that's
Oh, what's
that mug shot though. Like,
It's
and you
terrifying to
just
think about
picture,
that.
like, officers like placing her there, standing over top of her, taking a picture.
And she's just dead.
And
Yeah.
it opened her eyes, bro. I couldn't open nobody's eyes.
Well,
I could close
they
them.
say like for a while, like you can die with them open. Rigor mortis sets in, they'll never shut. You know, sometimes you have to physically close people's eyes.
They always do that, right? They go
Yeah.
over to, and then they just close them as they come down.
Well, that's the movie thing. Some people do close their
okay.
eyes, but I mean, I think, a lot of times if you die with them open, like if you slowly die, you'll probably be like, because you probably pass out then die.
Dying
But if
is
you die instantly, you normally just like,
dying is just insane, isn't it, bro?
yeah.
It's just insane to think about. Like, I'm not trying to do it, but like just thinking about you like dead right now and just like having your eyes open though, and like seeing your body with no life to it. You know, like I know we all know what death is, but like it's weird when you really think about like just thinking about like you. Like it's like the power's turned off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the power's turned off, bro.
I mean, we've all been to funerals and viewings,
I hate them.
I hate them too,
I
man.
hate them, bro. I'll never make nobody do that.
No, they're just chilling there, and it's like
nobody will ever have to come up to my body, and I don't want you kissing
and
them.
of course, they're cold to the touch because they don't have blood and anything warm running through them, but it's because they've also been kept frozen. Like I never thought about that until I got older. That they're stored in cold places, so that's why they're cold to the fucking touch.
Yeah,
because that's them preserving it.
Preserving the best they can, preserving a dead body.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just sitting there like,
bro, imagine being that person that's in that fucking room with fucking 50 dead bodies, yo. Mortician.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You know what
weird,
I mean?
weird.
Yo, and I used to have an uncle that worked in there, bro. He said people fucked with the bodies, dude.
I'm sure, man.
I think he fucked with them. He was very weird. It was a step uncle.
That was his way of
I always
talking about it.
I'm sorry, Rod, but I used to always say that about him. Like I used to always say he because Rodney's the one that told me that, and that's exactly the first thing I thought because he's a weird looking motherfucker. I was like, I don't know, bro. I feel like
Rod, come on and talk about it.
Let us know, Rod.
Come on, Rodney, get on the show. Let's talk about it.
Great cast, baby. Another one bites the dust. Thank you everybody for checking us out. Appreciate it, Kendall. Still shout out to you, big guy. Thank you, Amy.
Yeah.
Love everybody. Catch us on the next time, baby.
Like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Bye, baby.
Talk about some crime.